It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Bee, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Alrighty, hello and good morning. It is the KVJ Show. Coming off a nice little weekend. Good to see everybody at Rocco's First Communion on Saturday morning.
Yeah, it was big doings. Rocco couldn't believe the turnout.
Yeah.
He's like, wow.
That was fun. I enjoyed that thoroughly.
It's so cute to see all the little ones.
It is neat. Well, it's just,
Getting
it's one of those rites of passage. It's such a family type thing to see everybody there, and what a cool experience to get to do it.
All the generations that show up. You got the grandparents, the parents, and the cousins. It really is sweet to see everybody's family there.
Also, your church band was rocking out. I was digging that thirsting for the Lord, or thirsty for the Lord. That's my cut.
I'm thirsty for the Lord, too. I drank a little bit too much champagne. I need to rehydrate. Lord, hydrate me.
That was the thirst you got, huh?
I drank a little bit too much this weekend.
Yeah. And what was really cool is the post that went up. You talk about a big rite of passage, and you had a photo from when Rocco's dad, old Panda, otherwise known as Kevin, took his first communion back in 1986, and then a side-by-side with Rocco doing his.
Yeah, it was really cute because they do look a lot alike.
Yeah.
And we bought Rocco a gray suit. Back in the day, his dad wore a gray suit for his first communion.
Yeah.
Super cute.
Yeah, Rocco was styling, man.
He was. That's his fresh suit. He likes to put that thing on and ride his bike around the neighborhood and wave at people.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Hello.
I like that move. Pee Wee Herman used to ride his bike in his suit.
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like that, minus the red bow tie.
Okay, if you went red bow tie, you'd be like, it's all complete.
We can't put him in a red bow tie.
Okay. Yeah, it was a lovely experience that we got to have on Saturday, so it was a lot of fun. Your church is very nice as well.
Thank you.
That is gorgeous there.
It's a pretty church. Mm-hmm. They do a great job with like the plants and the foliage and the flowers. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My favorite.
Yeah, that makes it look good. You say you had some fun last night. Nice little dinner, Virginia.
We did. We went and celebrated Rocco, and everybody was there for his little dinner. And it was really nice.
Oh, that's cool. That's good.
He got to play DJ.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, so they let him be in charge of the sound system, so he loved that.
Right.
He played DJ, and then he did a couple rounds of trivia for the room.
So he was hosting and everything, huh?
He was hosting.
Now, is this trivia just off the top of the head, or how does he do trivia?
Oh, he goes onto a website.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
He's organized.
And does he know any of the trivia that he's reading? Is it based for his age, for your age?
No, it's grown-up trivia.
Okay.
He was hitting us with some hard stuff.
Oh, okay.
He don't mess with that little kid stuff, man.
No.
He's a game show host on top of it?
The room got competitive, too. Ooh, there was a moment. Miss Patty did not want to give up that first place spot.
Okay. She plays hard, huh?
She plays hard.
Okay, that's good. You also said you had a nice little brunch on Palm Beach on Saturday.
I did. I experienced a new place over there at the Colony Hotel called Swifties.
Okay.
And it's a pool.
They don't have a trademark issue?
I thought about that. I was like, well, I guess Swifties is not coming right out and saying Taylor Swift, but it was very girly.
But I would figure she would have that trademarked. I'm stunned. I really am. You would think anything remote to Taylor Swift, she would have trademarked.
It was very pink, very cute, very perfect for Instagram.
You sent me a picture of the food, and it was one of them pictures you go, ooh, I want that.
It was very cute. They have like brunchy food, girly food, burgers, all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah. You said one of your girlfriends admitted that she's pregnant in her, late 40s?
It snuck up on her.
Mm-hmm.
She is unexpectedly pregnant in her late 40s.
Yeah, it's...
I would be so sad.
How sad?
Pretty sad.
Would you be sad, Kev, if you found out that your wife was pregnant right now?
Yeah. Yeah, we would.
You got to
I'd not be
start
ready for that.
over again.
Yeah, because it really is that kind of look. I mean, there's something to it where you think, all right, hey, how much longer do we have before these kids are done? And yeah, I mean, to start all over again with diapers and just do that whole thing again. And I remember too, when I was a dad, there was a couple of the old dads, like guys who were in their 60s or something. Like, how are you doing this, dude?
I know. I've seen that before.
I've been like, gosh, man, like I'm tired. I'm in my early 30s. Like you're 50 or 60. Like, how are you doing this?
Being old dad would suck.
You have to be rich, and even then,
You got to be rich. You got to get help.
Well, you're a grandparent age,
right?
And that's something where you still have enough energy then to deal with the kid, but you get to hand it off, and it's not your day to day. You're not waking up, you're not changing diapers, you're not doing all that kind of stuff. That's a young person's game.
It is a young person's game.
And what is she saying? Because I probably 20, 30 years ago it would be a much bigger deal. I think that medicine is a lot better today, but there's obviously the concerns about risks go up.
Yes, she was very timid about celebrating because she's like, look, I don't know what's going on yet. I just found out. It's very early. So there could be all sorts of risks that, play out.
Is she happy or is she stressed out?
She looked surprised, but okay, I guess this is what we're doing.
How's her husband taking it?
She said he's happy.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't have to carry it.
Does she have other kids?
She does.
What are the ages of the other kids?
11 and then 17 and
right, okay.
Spread out.
I mean, she's getting close, getting him out of there.
That would be a lot.
I guess that's life though, right?
That is life.
Whatever it throws at you, you just got to figure it out.
And just know that, just because you feel old doesn't mean you're past your childbearing days.
Yeah, I guess you gotta watch.
Well, one of the ladies at the table told me, she's like, look, you have to be menopause, you have to be 2 years from having your cycle. And so I guess technically I'm not even there yet. So I was like, 2 years?
We've only just begun this journey, is what you're telling us.
It's scary.
It is scary, Kevin.
Protect yourself, ladies.
Yeah.
If you don't want to have more kids, just be careful. Don't be like the girl that I was with on Saturday that's like, okay, late 40s, let's do this.
Right. Yeah, Richard said, I think the Mexican queen, Kevin's wife, would probably want a baby. And yeah, I think she does. And that's why it makes me kind of nervous. I'm like, well, no. I'm like, you need to hold out for a grandbaby, but I don't know we've got anything moving in that direction anytime soon. So we've got a little bit of a baby gap here. And yeah, she just, anytime she's around a baby, she's like, oh my gosh, I need to have one of these in my life. And I'm like, I don't know.
That news would spin you.
Oh my gosh.
If you found out your wife got pregnant.
Kevin would just
it'd break me.
Go in the corner and weep.
Yeah.
I think it would break you.
It'd break me.
He's barely holding on as it is.
Right. I just be like, I cannot. No.
I cannot.
No.
Starting over and waking up in the middle of the night. Oh, I can't.
No, that's something. Well,
you gotta bend down constantly. I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah, to me, it's the lack of sleep, it's the commitment, it's the time, the dedication, because it's always disrupting your patterns. You just can't. You don't dictate your own time. The baby dictates the time.
You got to get the car seats and the strollers and the damn diaper bag.
All of it. Yeah. It's a lot of work.
It's lugging around so much stuff.
Yeah. Well,
my lug days are behind me.
Yeah.
I cannot lug.
Well, good luck to her.
Amen. I felt like I was just gonna I don't know, get a drink and toast or cry for her, but she seemed like she's gonna roll with it. So good for her.
Okay.
You got the right attitude.
Okay.
I'd be in the corner crying.
Well, if you are starting all over, now that would be the one thing about being a little bit older as a parent. Do you think that you'd be a better parent as you're older than when you're younger? Things that you know as far as discipline and making sure your kids are doing this to prepare them for life. Because sometimes at the age that you have kids, you're not prepared for life. So how do you prepare a kid for life when you don't even really know how to prepare yourself?
I was all over it with Mags. I was my first child. I was a little bit more relaxed with Rocco. This third child, I mean, this child would be a hellion.
My buddy's got 4 kids. He goes, the first kid, you are just so on top of everything. Second kid, you're doing your best. Third kid, you're like, all right, whatever. Fourth kid, you're like, where's it at?
Where's it at?
Who is it? What's
I haven't seen it in days.
You start to care a little bit less.
Well, apparently, if you have got a kid, the way that you can determine that they're going to be a success as they get older is to have them do chores. That's what they say, at least. It's according to a 2015 Harvard study. Now, does your son Rocco have a set of chores, Virginia, that he does?
He doesn't really have chores so much as he helps with everything. So he'll help me with the laundry. He helps me with cooking. He'll help me with picking up toys and putting things back where they go on a basis of me telling him to. Now, he doesn't like instigate it on his own.
But that's still chores from a certain point of view.
He will. He'll help pick up. He'll put things where they go, and he knows about, we got to keep this house orderly or my mom's going to lose her S-bomb.
See, my family had direct kind of categories, and you never wanted to get carpet duty. We had a terrible vacuum that didn't really pick up anything. We couldn't afford a new one, and we'd get food stuck in the carpet. Yeah, you had to get on your hands and knees and pick the food up with your hand, and nobody wanted that assignment. It was carpet duty. It was awful.
Yeah, so that's what they're saying is that if you want the kids to be successful, it's all about having them do the chores. Apparently, they kind of get a little sense of a buy-in, and it also gives them something to do around the house.
Harvard University has just established that giving your kids a better life will make them less successful. You want to know what the greatest predictor is of whether or not your child is going to be successful? Harvard conducted a 75-year study. 75 years. Harvard tracked children well into their 80s to determine what did all these people who are successful have in common. And it's not their grades. It's not private education versus public. It's not homeschool versus regular school. It's not your IQ. It's whether or not the children were given chores when they were younger. Children who were given chores and responsibilities to do things around the house by their parents before the age of preschool were markedly more successful later in the future. Why?
Wait, before preschool? 3?
I guess that's what he's saying.
It doesn't make any sense. A 3-year-old can't do chores.
It can't do anything.
What is this, AI?
It can't pick up a rubber ducky.
Okay, good luck with that. How old's Lachlan? 2?
Yeah.
Does Lachlan
He's
do
3.
Does he do chores, Denny's?
Does he scrub the toilets?
No, we have him feed the dog.
Okay, that's cute.
And then we have him water the plants. Those are his 2.
That's cute.
Okay.
How are you starting him off? That's beginning chores.
But you can't have him like wash the dishes.
Well, no, not yet.
No,
You graduate to
nothing of that. No, nothing like that. I mean, like pouring water on plants, I would say is about the extent of the chores that he's doing right now.
Yeah, but in a sense, it's maybe the same thing because they're getting this buy-in in their mind and they're contributing to the communal effect of the family.
Yeah, so we try to... It's all rewards with him. It's if he likes candy, so if he wants candy, I'm like, you got to do your chores, and then we give him his candy, so it incentivizes him to do it. But those are his 2: watering the plants and feeding the animals. He's got to feed the cats. He's got to feed the dogs. He does it twice a day.
All right, well, that is chores.
Yeah, it is. There you go. So, are you calling out Harvard, Virginia? An Ivy League institution?
Or Denny's?
Yeah.
We can't have these kids mopping, but we can have them feeding the dog.
No, not yet. Not at 3. But if you train them at 3, by 7, bam, mops galore.
Yeah. They just started and starting at that age, they just know I got to contribute to the communal effect of the family.
Well, I played baseball with a kid that really was a farm kid. He grew up on a farm, and as a little kid grew up on a farm, they made that kid have chores and do work, and he was young and had responsibilities, and they didn't care how young he was.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, farm kids, they got it different.
I am not built for the farm.
Yeah, they're up at 4 a.m. No, farm life is not an easy way to go, Virginia.
No.
Not an easy way to go.
Because giving children chores, making them involved, making them an investor in their family and in their success, created a sense of responsibility within them. That you're not going to get handouts here just because you're my child. You have to earn everything that we give for you. And
Okay.
instilling that sense of a value system within the children really helped them develop in life.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not arguing that. I mean, it seems like a pretty good thing. Now, the question is, what are the acceptable chores? And then what have you maybe given to your kid that turned out to be a complete disaster that they just weren't ready for?
Maybe age-appropriate chores.
Yes. And how does that break down? Like, what do you do? So if you've got kids and you got them doing chores, what exactly do you trust them with? And then when do they graduate to something else? At what age do you start vacuuming? When do they do the dishes?
Well, maybe like the 5-year-old's not ready to get up on a ladder and dust the chandelier.
Right.
Also,
Yes.
too, if you're on restriction or you get grounded, you know, in our house, you got more chores. That's part of the sentence.
So we find that doing chores for kids makes them more productive adults. In fact, that's the number one thing that Harvard says after a 75-year study that will determine whether or not your kid will be a success in life or not, is having them do chores. Now, we got a couple people with their thoughts on exactly what they do, and you're asking about chores for toddlers. They say a good first step is having the kids just put their toys away. And at about any age, you can do that. The kids can get up, put it in a toy box or wherever it is. So they just know that, hey, you don't leave messes behind for someone else to clean up. If you go and you're using something, you need to put it away exactly where it was. And that's a good lesson in life, because
Okay.
I've seen adults that don't do that.
That's true.
So it'd be nice to teach people earlier. One person said, my kids help with chores at 3. Now at 8 and 10, they do chores independently. They'll take care of the dogs. They'll clear the table. My daughter will help with dishes, and my son will take out the trash. It's pretty amazing. Great job.
It is a great trait to learn.
Yeah, it really is. It definitely is. You need to have those kids disciplined. It's very solid. Somebody else said we have a dog and the boys have to help clean up the backyard. I remember that move, poo duty.
Oh.
That's the rookie duty. Yeah.
Yeah, they also had to fold towels, vacuum, clear off the dinner table. Everybody clears their own plates, but if there's ketchup or any other condiments on the table, they have to put stuff back in the fridge. My boys are 17 and 20 now, but they've been doing chores since they're probably 2 years old.
Dang.
That is how early people are starting kids on them chores. And somebody else said, I think there's a fine line between chores and going too much responsibility. I was a parentified child, which means I've basically been responsible for myself and my needs since I was in 3rd grade. I didn't love that. I was exhausted by 18. My kids help with bringing in groceries, putting the garbage away, laundry away, etc. But I think you can also give kids too much to do. Let them be kids.
Oh, definitely.
Now, we got Jamie on here from Lake Worth Beach, and you were starting stuff when you were 4 or 5. What kind of chores and stuff like that did you have to do, Jamie?
Well, our son, he was probably 4 or 5 at the time, and my husband had him clean the baseboards. So then, lo and behold, he goes to school, pre-K, whatever the heck it was. Hey, what did you do over the weekend? He drew a picture of him cleaning the baseboards, like a little stick figure of him on his little hands and knees cleaning the baseboards.
It's cute.
But mind you, he is 17 now, and he's a great kid. He's going to be a black belt in karate. He's got good grades, and it's not like he's scrubbing the baseboards left and right, but it was so funny. I mean, he literally drew a little picture of him cleaning baseboards. So we look like terrible parents, like we're making this little kid scrub the baseboards. I was like, oh.
Yeah, like next he draws the cage you put him in afterwards.
Exactly. You know.
Yeah, that's good, though. Honestly, it's better than the alternative.
I hate cleaning the baseboards. You just gave me a great idea.
Yes, I mean, they're down there at that level anyway, right?
You're already down there. Why don't you do me a solid?
Yeah. I think you have some pride when you look back, too. You know, all the stuff that I had to do when I was younger, I'm proud that I did that work. Because I think that it does. It sets the tone. It teaches you a good work ethic early. So, not going to argue with Harvard, right?
I guess not.
Guess not. They seem to know their stuff. Okay, well, let's see if you guys are ready for a round of Think Fast here. Get your mind in order.
Oof, it's kind of early, Kev.
That's why we do it.
Yeah, it seems
Way to
early,
wake you up.
earlier than normal.
Yeah, got to keep you on your toes over here. Keep you guessing. So we got Virginia, we got Jbird, and we got producer Denny's here. We're going to see who can come up with a sensible answer the fastest in a round of Think Fast. Now we're going to dig into some geometric shapes here to start us off here. In fact, the first thing I'm looking for is to give me one that starts with the letter R.
Rhombus.
Rubella.
Okay. All right.
Arugula? Is that a lettuce?
No, I'm just having. I don't know.
I don't know if Denny's mic is on. There we go.
It's too many. I need 8 arms over here.
If you were an octopus, it would actually really be helpful in your day-to-day life.
I
Plus
could
the
use
computer
3 Kevins. Yeah, computer's not working. Yeah.
Misfiring.
Everything. Keep it dancing on a Monday. I'm the one that's got to wake up first. Good Lord, should have done double coffee. All right, next up, name a geometric shape that starts with the letter P.
Parallelogram.
Okay. Pyramid?
Yours was much faster than parallelogram on mine.
I think Virginia got it.
Okay. All right, gonna give her pyramid.
Is it pyramid or is it triangle?
So I think a pyramid's a geometric shape.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I'll go with it.
The 3D version of the triangle.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Virginia starts off with a quick 2 here.
Can we change categories?
Not working out for you, huh?
I don't think I can compete.
Yeah, I think we want you to dumb it down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a type of hat that starts with the letter F.
Fedora.
Oh, Danny, there you go. Yes.
All right, I'm standing.
Okay.
I'm standing.
You got a bad hip.
And I got to stretch it out. I got to assimilate.
All right.
Okay. All right. Tell me something that you would find in your kitchen that starts with the letter V.
Vase.
What?
Vase. I got a vase in my kitchen.
Okay.
All right.
We'll give it to
Yeah,
him.
it can be in there.
Dennis, yeah.
Come on, just give me the point.
You scream it and no one understood.
Sorry, y'all. Sorry, KVJ Nation.
Okay, give me a type of flower that starts with the letter L.
Lily.
I couldn't tell with Jbird's remix version if Virginia snuck in there or not. It was close.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, you started on the remix, and I can't give you credit for la. Yeah, I don't know. I'll give that to Bird just to make it interesting. All right, tied at 2 apiece here. Okay, Denny's has got 1. All right, next up, give me a sports team, any league that starts with the letter M.
Marlins.
Okay.
Wow.
Jumping out in the lead, 3-2 here.
Look at this.
Can he hold off for a win? Okay, next up, give me something you'd find in a classroom that starts with the letter D.
Door.
Oh,
Guess you got a door in there.
Don't let her back in, Bird.
Okay, you're tied at 3 apiece here.
Oh, Denny's.
3 apiece. All right, let's see here. Next up, give me something in your bathroom that starts with the letter F.
Farts.
Give me something that you would...
Foam.
Something better than
Floor. Floss. Floor. Flushing.
you named some.
Farts.
Foam and fart.
You want find farts?
Farts, foam, floor. Maybe I guess on the last one you got to count floor and you got to give them a win. Yeah, just the fact that nobody else had anything at that time.
We all hit a speed bump.
He's over here throwing out one bad clue after another, and nobody's got an answer. So I guess Bird winds up getting the win here.
What my birdie said?
It wasn't pretty, but it was a win.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah, I guess it counts as a dub. That's just how things go here on the KVJ show. Nothing better than having a new show that you can binge watch, and you start checking it out, and you're like going, okay, this is going to be a good season. I can already tell. Jbird, I know you've been into this show before, and here they are already on season 4, Love on the Spectrum. You've checked some of it out. Is it living up to the other seasons that you've watched so far?
I was only going to watch the first episode, and I ended up watching the entire season with my girlfriend.
Wow, it sucked you in.
Yeah, that's a really good show, y'all.
Yeah.
It really is. It makes you feel alive and good.
What is it you love the most about it?
Just the purity of it. And,
Yeah.
and I just love the way everyone treats each other on that show. It makes you kind of have faith in humanity.
Yeah.
That there's some kindness. It makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do love that show. I recommend it.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard great things about it, and I think that kind of programming really is starting to take off. People just want something that is away from the toxicity that they wind up seeing on social media and out in society, to have something it's like, okay, it makes it feel like the whole world has not gone all to hell.
It can make it tear up a little bit too, and sometimes you don't want to have someone see you tear up. So I have a tell. I'll act like I'm drinking something if I start to tear up, but I think my tell is kind of weak.
A little drinking.
Yeah, I'm drinking. I swear I'm not.
All right, coming up here in just a couple minutes on the KVJ show, as Jbird was sitting there, apparently he has got a little issue. You talked about, is this the new couch that you have making the odd noises?
Yeah, I've got a new couch and some new chairs, and they're from the same company, and they've got the same problem.
Okay. They make fart noises, you're saying.
They do. And I got called out on the Weird and Whatever podcast because of my chair. It hit a certain way, my foot did, and it sounded like a fart. Well, I think
These chairs are a setup.
they are. I've accidentally farted with the couch before. I get defensive. I swear that was not. I wasn't farting. That was the couch.
You bought a fart couch?
I bought a fart couch, fart chairs.
It's a whole line?
It's a whole line, and it really makes you defensively farty, even when you're innocent.
Now at City Furniture, the fart line.
Well, you know the rule. Whoever denied it supplied it.
So you're sitting there enjoying your show, and then a little comes out. And
Yes, it sounds like a fart.
yeah. Yeah.
In the distance, there's some times where it sounds more farty than others.
Okay. But you guys wind up moving, and then you kind of look at each other to see who let it.
Well, it's not just my girlfriend. It's anybody. I've had to constantly defend myself going, yo, that was not a fart. That is my couch, or that is my chair. And on a live broadcast,
You don't want to have to be making this apology every time. I swear it's not me.
I just got this furniture. Do you really get rid of furniture because it sounds like farts?
Yeah.
No. So there's clips in there.
I was going to say, if that comes out of your couch, be like going, all right, I'm not buying the couch that did that one.
There's clips in there's mixed up because we were going to possibly do a game, Furniture or Fart. There's a guy on YouTube who has a whole channel of his own farts. So they're all real farts.
Really?
So yeah, he monetizes.
That's what people are watching these days on YouTube?
I think people grab him for sound effects, and he allows that to go on, but he gets monetized.
How about that? His mom must be so proud. So what's your boy
Gosh.
doing these days? He's got his own fart channel on YouTube.
How much money is he making per fart?
I don't know, but he's monetizing his talents.
Yeah.
Let's see the receipts.
So when you have that kid, you feel like, gosh, man, I didn't have to do chores when they were a kid. I blew it because of Harvard standards, and here they are with their own fart channel on YouTube.
It's a 20-minute file, too.
But what is he making?
That's a great question.
I would like to know, yeah, because there are some bizarre channels on YouTube, and people are making some money.
I'm not going to judge this guy if he's clearing enough to pay all his bills.
If he made six figures doing that, I mean, my hat's off to that guy.
Winning.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I got some random questions here for you on the KVJ show. Okay, tell me, what do you think? What was the first piece of music you bought for yourself? Do you remember going back? What was that?
Yes. Owner of a Lonely Heart, the 33, the little round record.
Okay.
It was just a small one though. I couldn't afford the full album.
Yep.
I could afford just a little tiny record.
I remember, yeah, I got a 45. I was with my buddy, next door neighbor. He was about 2 years older than me, so I was trying to, just be impressive. And I wasn't allowed to listen to secular music. So I didn't know anything. We're in this record store, and he's like, what do you want? I'm like, I didn't know anybody.
Did your mom know you were in a record store?
I think we were off. It was one of those stores that they used to have. You could buy records in one place, and then, like kind of like a Walmart or something like that. It was like one of those versions of it. So they had a section where they had music. I had my own money. And yeah, I don't know that mom knew that I was buying this. If she knew I was buying the devil music, she probably been right over and would have disciplined me pretty quick. But I saw this record. There was a guy named Rick Springfield. And it was called Jesse's Girl. I'm like, I don't know. I just picked it up. I brought it home. Like, well, this isn't that good of a song.
This album sucks.
Yeah, so the first song I ever bought, because you would buy them individually, was a song I really didn't totally like. But it was the first one that I got. What about you, Jbird? Do you remember yours?
Billy Joel Greatest Hits Volumes 1 and 2. It was a really big deal.
Yeah, see, if you're going to buy some, it's great to buy something that's good. Do you remember the first CD you bought?
I think it was that. I think I didn't really get into music till I was about 10 or 11. I mean, I would hear it on the radio, but I was a little kid. I didn't have any money or anything. But when I really got into music, the first thing I bought with money was Billy Joel's Greatest Hits. Mm-hmm. I remember how excited I was.
I wonder if kids today, do they have that same kind of joy? Is it going to imprint the same way it did for us? Because I'm just wondering, because now everything is so quick and transactional that you just download it, and you might be downloading several things all at once. So that first purchase may not really stick in somebody who's younger's mind who's dealt with digital music. I'm wondering if that's something that's a core memory that people our age have, because you're actually walking away with something tangible.
It's harder to appreciate stuff when it's so fleeting. You know, back then, you kind of had to stay with that album for a while.
And you had to work to get it.
You had to work to get it. You had to go out to get it. You had to, but there was a lot of things a lot of red tape you had to do to get that album.
Oh, these kids got it too easy.
Now it's just a button while you're sitting on your couch. I love that song. I'm over it. Next. Just the way we do it's completely different.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's probably not imprinting the same way. If you ask this question of somebody in 20 years, they'd be like, I have no idea.
I'm not saying you can't appreciate it. I just think it's kind of different now.
Yeah, I just don't think it would be a core memory for a lot of people. Okay, so if you died tomorrow, what song would play at your funeral?
Oh, my gosh.
What do you think?
Oh, you should do something with a witch, like the Wizard of Oz theme. That would be
the Wizard of Oz.
That would be awesome.
Okay.
Well, I'm dead. I mean, play whatever you think fits. If you want to bump the witch jam, do it.
Would you want Cardi B? I know you always seem to go to that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, something spicy and vulgar.
Okay, yeah, I figured that. Yeah,
That'd
you
be
want
fun.
to shock all the families with.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe was it WAP? Is that the name of the?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, or Bodak Yellow.
All of a sudden, the bodies come out of the ground and start booty shaking.
That would be pretty amazing.
Because if there's no twerking at your funeral, did you even funeral?
Exactly.
It's true. What angle do you want to go with, Jbird? Do you want a happy song? Do you want a sad song? When you kick it, what would you play at your funeral?
Both. Here's what I would do. I would have Billy Joel's Summer Highland Falls, and then it would be a record scratch.
Uh-huh.
Tag team back again.
Check it, record, let's begin.
So it'd be like sad in the beginning, but like, oh, wait a minute. No, this is a party.
Oh, so you're going to have twerking too.
I would have twerking, mind games, all kind of.
Jason and I want twerking. Kevin, are you going to get some twerking?
Do you want me to twerk?
At your funeral, do you want twerking?
Oh, at my funeral?
Yes.
Yes. If you guys want to twerk, go ahead and go for it.
Yeah. Be prepared to be weirded out at my funeral. And you guys already know your roles.
Okay, what is something people defend that clearly isn't worth defending? What do you think? Is there anything that sticks out to you on that? What is something that people defend that clearly isn't worth defending? I think there are some celebrities that are out there that people still defend. And it's kind of interesting, and not to put it in this category, but, you've kind of brought that up with the whole Michael doing as well as it did, because it seems like most people have no problem defending Michael Jackson, even though one of the families now is coming out and they're saying, oh, he did terrible things to our kids. And so you always have these things. And I think Michael Jackson fans are to the point where they don't believe any of it. People come out with these stories of abuse and allegations. And as we did a survey last week, doesn't seem to faze anybody. And you look at the numbers this weekend, nobody was holding back on any way they feel about Michael Jackson. So
I feel like it's still shrouded in mystery.
Yeah.
Did he do it or not?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes the people say that he did it and then they recant.
Yeah.
Or they want money.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's a genuine, pure thing and they're just telling a story of abuse and there's no money grab attached to it, I'd probably believe it more.
The one thing where I've seen this most prevalent, where people defend something that clearly isn't worth defending, is the tribal mannerism that happens with politics today. And it happens with both parties that I see, where they are so hardcore into their party that they try to justify something that happens with one of their politicians all the way to the end. I'm like, when in your heart of hearts, you can't defend what is happening with your party right now.
Everyone's guilty of it. I mean,
Yeah.
across, just throughout politics, everyone is.
And I've seen it on both angles. And I think that's where you have to pull yourself aside and say, to me, you can't get lost in the sauce. You got to remember who you are as a person and what your own core values are. And if your party, even if you love them to death, I think sometimes you got to call them all out when they get to that level and they're not doing something that is reputable and goes against your own standards. And that's the weirdest thing to me, is seeing people that don't do that today.
And it's weird, too, especially if you're talking about or on a topic or something, and someone just automatically starts bringing in politics into it when the topic had nothing to do with politics.
Well, that's how to get me to check out of the conversation.
Well, just kind of like it spins me a little bit going, where did you get politics out of this?
Yeah.
I have no idea. We're talking about steak.
Some people just want to fight about politics.
Yeah, no, they do. And what is a belief you once held strongly, but you no longer do? What is that? Maybe something that you are just, I used to believe in it. Is it a food or a restaurant, a place that you loved? Is it something that you're all into that you just say, yeah, no, I can't go for that anymore?
Yes, I used to believe hardcore in those hot dogs with the cheese in the middle you
Yes.
get at the store, I'd come home from high school and just eat them out of the bag raw.
What?
I believed in these. And then somewhere along the line, I think I ate one day and I go, what am I doing? These are disgusting.
You're an animal.
And I never could go back. Something happened where I could never even look at a cheese dog the same. And you know the ones I'm talking about?
I do. They're so gross.
You break them off and you see that cheese line down the middle. Oh,
It is gnarly, because how they get that in there?
and that ain't cheese.
It's not cheese.
And I don't think that's a hot dog either.
It's a lot
It's
wrong.
mystery all the way through.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
This Dirt of the Day is brought to you by my favorite closet people, closetsbydesign.com. Well, less than a year of dating after crazy details that I guess she found out about her relationship, Megan Thee Stallion has broken up with the NBA star Klay Thompson. She posted on social media and just put it all out there. She said, cheating, had me around your whole family, playing house. You got cold feet. I've been holding you down through all of your horrible mood swings and treatment towards me during your basketball season. And now you don't know if you can be monogamous. I need a real break after this one. Bye, y'all. Now, he hasn't commented, but she did take the stage. She's currently doing the Broadway production of Moulin Rouge, and she got back on stage and did her show, and at one point became very emotional and started crying during a curtain call, and the crowd, of course, just showering her with a standing ovation and all the emotional support she needed in that moment. But I can imagine it's pretty rough to go through a public breakup and be cheated on and embarrassed, and you thought this guy was going to be your everything, and he can't even be faithful.
Yeah. Not fun.
Pigs.
That's what you said, pigs. Pigs.
You're just saying cheaters in general, not men, right?
You take it however it hits you. Old Ray J, talking about hits, took a legal hit in his battle with Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner. A judge ruled in his countersuit, claiming they violated a settlement by continuing to discuss the old sex tape on the Kardashians. That will not play out in open court and must instead go to private arbitration. That's a win for Kim Kardashian and her mother, Kris Jenner, who argued that the contract required disputes to be handled privately. And that's why they put that in the contract. But they will still move forward with a separate defamation lawsuit. So we will see that in court, not in arbitration. And finally here, Russel Brandd. I don't know why he talked about this like it was no big deal. But now, he's saying, okay, yeah, I guess it wasn't morally sound for me to hook up with a 16-year-old girl when I was 30 years old. but he's making all these interviews and talking while he is currently facing criminal charges for all kinds of stuff that he says was consensual, that the women are disagreeing. They're saying it was not consensual. So you're just an idiot.
It doesn't seem to be a great strategy.
No, shut up. Where's your lawyer that's supposed to be giving you advice? Be
Right.
quiet. And now you're doing follow-up conversations and admitting that, yeah, it wasn't morally sound. Just shut up.
Yeah, he cannot stop from talking. I think that's just one of the conditions that he has.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I think he needs it. He needs to be out there in the light, even if he's saying things that are digging his own grave.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
I got to tell you, it's a lot different now than it was in my day, because when you were in high school, you just tried to get to college by any means. It was like, okay, if we just get this kid into college, then there'll be a success somehow. But now I think times have really changed, because as the workforce has shifted a good bit, people are trying to figure out, be like, hey, just because I went to college doesn't mean I'm going to have a job when I get out. And sometimes I might have a lot of debt that goes along with it. And now they're starting to identify maybe these are some majors you could go into in college which aren't going to be very good for you when you get out. In fact, they say 20% of last year's graduates wish they'd picked a different major.
Wow, 20%?
1 out of 5, yeah.
Ugh.
Number 1 is poli-sci, international relations or public policy. That is the one they regret the most. 46% of people that go into that major regret it. Almost half of all of them say, yeah, why did I go into that? That was stupid. Didn't get me anything. It's followed by communication, media studies, or public relations. Hello.
You really don't have to go to school for that anymore. You kind of learn on your own. Many people do. They have their own network now. They don't even. They have their own broadcasting team.
Yeah, no, they do. A lot of times, we get these people coming here for the homeschooling, and they're looking for advice. And a lot of times, I wouldn't go to college. I really wouldn't. Because the best thing you can do, and the way you're going to get hired best, is the way media goes, is you find your own audience, and then you can make it. You don't need a lot of these companies and whatnot to do it anymore.
That's a key thing to really think about. Find your own audience and just try to grow that.
A lot of the skills you can learn online. You can take little classes. You can just mess around with it yourself and probably learn it just as fast as if you were paying someone to try to teach you.
It's so much cheaper.
Yeah, no doubt.
A lot cheaper.
And not to mention, too, the amount of time you waste. That is the one thing, too. When I went to college, yes, it is a fun experience. It's all great, but a lot of my time was spent messing around, doing things that were not educational, and I wasn't really in my groove. And you take 4 or 5, maybe more years out of your life where kids who might wind up in that profession, they get such a head start on you.
But I'm really good at building a bonfire and drinking beer by it.
Exactly. You're right. Yeah. They say interdisciplinary studies or general studies was the 3rd most regretted major that people took. Things like physics, chemistry, even earth sciences.
Really?
34% of people regret doing that. Criminal justice and law enforcement, 30% of people regret doing that one. Sociology, public health, English literature and journalism, and even history or philosophy all make the top 10 of the majors that people regret doing the most.
I wonder, too, if some of those majors are down and out because they have seen what AI might do to their profession, going, I was in the middle of getting my degree. It was my 4th year, and all of a sudden I'm being told that there's not going to be any more junior lawyers because robots are going to now be lawyers. And, they probably get nervous about that.
Yeah, it's a big part of it. They say a growing number of young adults are reconsidering career paths as AI is threatening many traditional white-collar jobs. And so they say the most vulnerable are the routine desk-based roles like basic coding, administrative work, some finance, legal tasks are increasingly being handled by AI.
I mean, I was watching the latest robots to come out. They're cleaning toilets at a rapid rate.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing dishes. They're doing all kind of stuff that they were not able to do well.
I want one.
They're starting to do it well. But think about how many people lose their job if you start giving it to the robot.
You're right.
I mean, there's going to be a ripple effect.
They say the safer careers are jobs requiring human interaction, physical skill, or unpredictability. Things like skilled trades, electricians and plumbers, healthcare and caregiving, or creative and hands-on professions are the ones that seem to be AI-proof right now.
They had the robot doing karate. Dog. It was doing air kicks. It was spinning 360 kicks.
I'm not going to fight a robot.
No, that thing would thrash a human.
No thanks.
And I think when you go to school, that might be a good thing to talk to them as you're going in there. It should be a two-way street. It's not just you trying to get into the school. I'd ask them, be like, what are you doing to AI-proof this field that I'm going into? How do I know that I'm not going to give you money for a degree that in 4 years I'm in debt and I don't have a job waiting for me?
Because a robot took my spot.
Right. I think you should grill them and see what their answers are. And if they can't answer that question, then you may not want to spend that money on that school.
And it's weird because 3 years ago, it might have not even been on your radar, but how quick everything's accelerating. It is on people's radar now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. They say that most jobs, about 20% of the tasks are now automated through AI. Wow. Continue to grow.
That's crazy.
I know. It's getting insane. And they say there's a lot more pressure now in schools to teach practical, flexible skills that AI can't replicate. And I think there should be, honestly. I mean, if you're going to be paying for something, you're not necessarily paying just for that degree. You're paying for the opportunity to make money when you get out. I mean, what is a degree if you can't get a job and make money with it?
Totally. You're right.
There'll be new classes you can take. Robot Wrangler. How do you take down a robot?
We now work for the robot.
Yeah. How to disassemble a robot.
And when you're talking about graduate degrees, they say medical law and pharmacy degrees showed highest returns, with medical doctorate salaries nearly tripling and pharmacy doctorates increasing over 2/3. That's a good field to still invest in. So they say those are the ones to go for. But some of the other ones, the social work, the psychology, those kind of things, right now are coming back as a negative return on your investment. So just kind of do a little bit of research on that and pay attention to the ones that people have gone through it and they had that major and they say they regret it. Might not be the wisest thing to go and then get that major.
Amen.
Yeah, so just kind of keep an eye on things because things are a-changing. It's really kind of sad that you notice that something has been around since you were a little kid has gone away. Jbird used to always love going to Publix to weigh himself, and now they're getting rid of those old scales that they've had there.
It's part of my routine when I would go to Publix. I go, you know what? If you weigh a certain amount, you're not getting this, or that. But if you're under a certain amount of weight, you're getting a sub, you're getting your snacks. And it was always a little routine for me.
Right.
And I always kind of put my weight as my accurate weight according to what Publix says it is.
Why are they getting rid of the scales? Are they just outdated?
They don't make them no more. Yeah. They were made back in the day, and I guess they don't have the parts or they don't want to remake them.
Just one of them things, I guess, right?
But some Publixes are getting rid of them. I think you're going to see them all kind of shed.
I think it is kind of a good move because if you want to sell more groceries, don't tell people that they're fat on the way into the store.
It would deter what I would buy or what I would not buy.
I gotta tell you, I was always suspect of them, though, because I was weighing myself a lot once upon a time, and I said, let me just see what this thing says. And it was very gracious. It was usually about 4 pounds less than what I knew I probably was. And I was like, all right, this feels a little bit scammy. I mean, because if you walk in there and you think you're 4 pounds under what you normally are you going to buy more or less?
More.
Exactly. I mean, it seemed to make a lot of sense to have that. I'm sure that they hate that they went out of business.
It was just something in my routine when I'd go grocery shopping that's going to be gone. I miss it.
Yeah. Well, the good news is you found a replacement grocery store. You said you went into Trader Joe's and loved it.
I've talked trash about Trader Joe's on the air, on the microphone. I went there over the weekend. I got a lot of great stuff.
Oh.
Potato on a stick.
Potato on a stick.
Yes, y'all. It was good. Just watch that stick because it will poke you in the roof of your mouth.
Yeah.
Because you're getting down on that thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I love things on a stick. I get injured.
Be careful. It can go sideways quick if you're too aggressive chomping.
And I was too aggressive because I was just going potato on a stick. It was shaped awkward, kind of like a big knuckles of French fries. It was bizarre.
There are some things that don't work on a stick, and anything that kind of slides or is a little loose like that, potato seems like that would be suspect on a stick because I could see that easily sliding. If it slides either down onto your hand or if it slides the other way, then it falls on the ground.
It was kind of picture a bunch of French fries clumped together that would make a star-like shape with a stick kind of through it. See what I'm saying?
Interesting.
I think meat works on a stick.
Oh, yeah.
Very well. Anything skewered is fantastic. vegetables.
Meat is the best.
Yes.
Yeah.
But even with a corn dog, three-fourths way through, you're kind of going, all right, there's that stick again.
It gets tricky to eat around.
Yeah, I kind of sometimes rip off the corn dog and just eat it like a banana.
Have you ever done that thing where you didn't gauge correctly and you thought that you had enough room in your mouth to accommodate the stick, and then you went down and basically just stabbed your uvula?
Yes. That's what happened with the potato on its stick.
Corn dog injuries are real.
Yeah, they are. You got to watch yourselves. A couple of things that people text in that they wish were still around. Still get a lot of the want-to-do cities. People miss that a ton. I remember taking my twins there when they were young, right there in the Sawgrass Mall. And, man, it was just fun because they got to, it was like a town for little kids, and they got to go in there and do stuff. And the thing I love best is they had a bar there.
I want to do.
So for the Queen and I, it was awesome. We go to the bar, and the kids would run around all day. Be like, this is fantastic. We had a great time. Yeah, I totally missed that.
There's something kind of like it, but it's much smaller at the Jensen Beach Children's Museum. They've got like a little mini wanna-do city. It's really cute.
Okay.
If you miss it,
So we got a little something there.
a little something.
I know I'm being a snack hack, and I've said it many a times, but two things I wish would come back. I wish the Wendy's Mexican bar would come back.
Yep.
And I wish that McDonald's would bring back 29-cent hamburgers and 39-cent cheeseburgers just for the nostalgia of it.
I
What
think
could you imagine?
that day is dead.
It's never going to come back.
Yeah, good luck. Well, the new Michael movie about the life of Michael Jackson did very well in theaters over the weekend. $97 million, $217 million worldwide.
Whoa.
They say that is the highest grossing opening for any biopic in cinema history.
Wow.
Yeah, not bad. Now, they covered the Jackson 5 era, and then they go into the solo era. And they do a lot of the big bangers for Michael Jackson. You're going to hear them doing Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Beat It, Thriller, Billie Jean, Wanna Be Starting Something, Human Nature, Working Day and Night, and the song Bad.
Okay.
That's all the ones they have in there. And can you believe that Jafar Jackson, his nephew who did that, never acted before? And it took him 2 years to kind of get all the lines down, all the moves, try to sing exactly the way Michael did, do all that kind of stuff.
That's amazing, though. What a great thing for him.
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see if he continues acting or if this is just the one tribute that he did for his uncle and, like, that's it. You know, will he even do any more? The thing that I find to be really crazy about this is just the separation between the critics and the fans. When I checked it on Friday, they had Michael at like a 92% with the fans. And then if you check the critics, they have it at 40. In fact, it's down to 38. It's 97 for the fans, 38% for the critics. Have you ever seen a movie that's had that kind of separation between fans and critics?
It does happen. I can't think of anything off the top of the dome, but it does happen. And that's kind of where the whole fight comes, critics versus the fans.
Well, the fans go in wanting it to be great. I think a lot of times it's all about you going into it just, I want this to be fantastic. Or the critics are looking at it differently. They're like, all right, let's see if this is any good.
And then there's also, there's conspiracy theories where somebody that's doing a project will buy bots or buy people to spam that, area to get that percentage up with the comments
Right.
and the positive reviews. So I don't know what's real anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Super Mario Galaxy movie, that dropped from its 3-week reign at the top, collecting an additional $21.2 million to reach $384 million domestically, $800 internationally.
Dang.
That Super Mario franchise is huge.
It is.
That Project Hail Mary is still doing well. $13.2 million. That's its 6th week in theaters.
I still want to see that.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things. And the fact that it continues to do well, I think says something. They say that's already generated $305 million in North America and $613 million worldwide.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's a beast.
That is. So it's doing pretty well. Now, you look at this. Is this somebody that is just jumping in opportunistically to try to capitalize on the new money that the Michael Jackson estate is going to be making off of this movie? There's a family that previously defended him during a 2010 interview with Oprah that has suddenly changed their tune. And now Dominic and Connie Cassio have 5 kids, and back in 2010, they were doing press tours a year after Michael's death, and they described themselves as Michael's second family. They were so close. But now they're claiming that he abused 4 of their 5 kids at the Neverland Ranch. On tour stops and during random trips together, they supposedly had worked out a secret deal with the Jacksons to the tune of about $16 million in hush money years ago. But now the New York Times is saying that apparently they stopped getting paid last year, so now they've gone public and have filed a lawsuit against the estate.
Was there really a thing where they got hush money for Michael?
Yeah, can they prove that the hush money existed?
Yeah, did that deal actually happen?
It's according to the New York Times, so I haven't seen their work, but that's what they're saying.
That's what they're saying.
Well, and that's not the first time we've heard that, right? There's other people that have received payouts from Michael Jackson or from his estate for that. And yet I guess we just look at those allegations and say it's just people coming after him for money, that there's nothing to see here, right?
Corey Feldman, too, has gone back and forth. He defends Michael Jackson to the death now, but back in the day, he had some shady things to say about Michael Jackson. But then, of course, now if you talk to him, he's like, Michael was great, man. He was the best. He never did anything. But there's clips of him talking about Michael Jackson.
It is just kind of a wild thing because nobody really seems to blink too much at the legacy of Michael Jackson. I mean, I think the box office numbers kind of show that people have they don't really buy into these allegations. They don't buy into, even if you have reports from the New York Times about hush money, it doesn't seem to faze people.
The diehard fans are going to go regardless, and in big numbers, and probably multiple times to see it too.
And that's kind of what we talked about last week. Was if you have an audience, you're gonna shed some of them, but if you have diehard fans, they're gonna forgive a lot or not even believe a lot. That's just the way it goes.
Well, a lot of people think, now when it comes to hush money, that sometimes it's just easier to pay and have them go away than it is to go fight it in court and have it tarnish your reputation.
To me, if you didn't do something, especially something on that level, I would never pay hush money for that. I would fight and risk it all.
You would think that'd be the way to go. But, a lot of people pay hush money. Maybe there's more to it. Maybe the fight gets so grueling and it takes so long. And
when you have that much money, do you want to risk it all?
But the problem that I would see is as soon as you pay any hush money to anybody, you just open the door for anyone else that has ever had any kind of connection to you. Anybody that's come by and even done a tour of your estate, that you had the door. You could have somebody that was there on a crew and they'd be like, oh, yeah, his kid was with him on the crew and Michael Jackson took him aside.
I mean, don't you have to have evidence to get? I mean, if someone's paying off hush money, doesn't that kind of mean there's probably something you don't want out?
Did the hush money stop when Michael died? Is that when they stopped getting payments?
Well, if it happened last year, Michael been dead longer than that.
It's true.
Yeah. So apparently they just stopped paying him for whatever reason.
Huh.
Yeah. Maybe they had to put more money into the movie.
Yeah, maybe.
In a civil court, do you have to show a ton of evidence? I heard it's way different than a trial kind of a thing.
Yeah, different standard you have to meet.
You still have to have evidence though, right?
You would think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got to have enough. And sometimes just having the opportunity might be enough for a jury. It depends on what you wind up getting. So, yeah, but it doesn't seem like it's hurt Michael's reputation as things continue on. So
Not
we'll
at the
see.
box office.
Yeah, as this thing continues to do well and the estate's making a lot more money, I wonder if we're going to see a few more allegations are going to come out.
Maybe.
Yeah. We got a bit of a disagreement here on how to handle the couple that comes over and doesn't bring anything. Now, I seem it like there's kind of an unspoken rule that if you get invited to somebody's house, you should bring something along.
Yes, you bring a hostess gift. Even if it's something small, it's just a token of saying thank you for opening your home and your hospitality.
So we got this email, mail@kvjshow.com. It says, my husband and I love to entertain. We've got friends over several times a month, and the group that we have, everybody brings something. It could be a food, could be a drink, something like that, but it just always kind of goes in there. It's not too much money. It keeps everything affordable for us, and it's fun for everybody else to contribute and throw something into the mix. Well, we recently met a new couple, and we thought that they would fit in with our group. So we invited them, and they were a good fit. But we noticed when they show up, they didn't bring anything. We were fine because it was their first time. We're like, all right, not a big deal. But now they've been over 4 more times, and none of those other times they brought anything either. And we've kind of given some subtle hints about, bringing something and pointed out things that other people brought and be like, oh, hey, I love your wine that you brought, Mark. Or, hey, this is a great strudel, Deborah. But even with the hints, it has not helped. And now my husband thinks, you know what, maybe we should just stop inviting them because they just seem like freeloaders. I think maybe we should just be more direct. But my husband says, look, if they can't figure it out, maybe not inviting them is the right thing to do. And maybe that'll let them know when they stop getting the invitation. Part of me thinks it shouldn't even matter if they bring anything or not. Where would you stand on this, Virginia?
It doesn't matter if they bring anything or not. They may not know. Not everybody was taught social graces like that, that when you go to somebody's house, you bring a gift. Not everybody knows that. Some people are just kind of going through life oblivious to that.
There's honestly a lot of people who don't know that. That's not a common thing for everyone to know. I'm just telling you. And I don't think you should take that personal.
No.
If I'm throwing a shindig at my house, I kind of don't like when people bring too much stuff. It's kind of overwhelming. Come as you are, and we're here to have some fun. I invited you over to my place. Let's get weird. I'm trying to make it easy on you, not pressure.
These people may just not know. And if you enjoy their company, I don't think you should punish them for something that they just aren't aware of.
Yeah, so the husband doesn't like them because they're not bringing an item, or does he not like their company? It sounds like he's more about the item than the company.
Yeah, I think he's just saying, look, everybody else is kind of chipping in and everybody seems to get it except for them. And so maybe they aren't a good fit with our group.
Some people don't get subtleties either. Sometimes you have to flat out say, hey, guys, we bring things to this. Could you bring something next week?
Sure. I
mean, you can eliminate a lot of drama by doing that.
There's a lot of little weird rules with this as to whether or not you then take what you brought or not, or you leave it there. And look, there are some times where
you leave it there. You never take what you brought.
Yeah, but there are some times too where, let's say that you bring something that you like and nobody else really liked it, and it's just going to go to waste if you leave it behind. So you leave it there for them to throw away.
You can't take it. It's okay to ask. Go, hey, no one's eating this. I see it's not a hit.
Right.
Do you mind if I take it back?
If I leave, you're going to put it in the garbage. If I took it home, at least somebody would eat it.
If someone gets offended by that, I mean, they could always say, no, we're going to eat it later. I'm like, all right, cool. But I don't think you're a jerk by realizing no one's eating your banana pastry and you don't want it to go to waste. I don't think you're a jerk by asking.
Yeah.
Saying, no one's feeling it. I'll bring it back home. I'll eat it.
Yeah, sometimes these rules and expectations, they can be a lot. And you can see, obviously, it's rubbing one couple the wrong way. But should we? Should we just drop all these kind of standards and be like, whatever happens?
I kind of think the couple's annoying. The one that's throwing the party, and they're annoying me.
You can't expect people to bring you something. Of course, it is nice and it is lovely. And as a guest, I always bring something. But if you're hosting, you need to have everything there ready to go. You can't rely on people to bring everything to make your party work.
Okay.
Now, sometimes people will reach out to me last minute and say, hey, we're on our way over. Is there anything we can pick up? And I'm always like, yes, bring ice, because we always need ice. But if people aren't going to, when they go to leave, take that ice with them, like, that's silly.
I mean, my crew, if that is a big deal, they're close enough to where they go, hey, you didn't bring anything, Kevin. What's up with that? You're able to say that because that's somebody... You don't have to walk on eggshells around. Oh, they should have guessed and they should have known.
Right.
If you want food there,
that's where it does get kind of weird. Right. Yeah. So I asked, would you stop inviting the couple that doesn't bring anything to dinner? Only 35% said yes, they would. So a majority of people, 65% said, no, who really cares? And, Vanica, she said, why is everything so transactional? Either you enjoy their company or not.
Yeah,
and sometimes it should be a nut.
That's what it should be about, not if they brought something or not.
See, the husband that's throwing the party, he's all about them dishes. He's not about the company. See, they didn't bring kielbasa, babe. They're gone.
It's like, what do I get out of this? And what do you think about, can you take the food item home with you that you brought? A majority of people, 54% said yes, you can. 45% said no, you cannot.
Now, I don't think you should do one of those things where you sneak it out and nobody knows. Like, you're
right.
But if it's your friends and you can't be open with your friends, why are you there?
Look, let me tell you, because I've seen this go down. This is what's going to happen. If you show up and you bring a hostess gift and you give it, I saw it happen with mixers. This person brought like cranberry juice. They brought like seltzer water. They brought like tonic water. They brought like all these mixers, but they didn't bring any booze. It was just all the mixers. And then when they left the party, they took the seltzer water and the tonic water with them. They left the cranberry juice and one other thing. And when they left with those mixers, everybody at the party talked about what a cheapskate they were.
Yeah, I think that's different than making something that no one's eaten at a party. Yeah, I agree. If you bring stuff as a gift, like a mixer and all that, and then you take it back, all right, what are you doing? You're ruining the party. But if you make something... If you make meatloaf and no one's eating your gross meatloaf.
First of all, if you bring meatloaf to my party, you can not get an invite next time.
Yeah, I don't think it's that out of line to go, hey, Kev, no one's eating my gross meatloaf. I think it's going to get wasted. You care if I take it back home?
Right.
I don't think Kevin's going to be mad.
I'll eat this low-grade dog food. I got no standards.
I think a homemade treat is different because the dish that you brought it in is yours, and you're not expected to give that to the hostess.
Okay.
So you may be able to get away with it a little more if you're talking about a dish of brownies or crappy meatloaf.
Right. Okay. So you think that there is a lot of judgment on what people bring to these parties and what they take home with them?
Definitely. I've seen it happen. They sliced and diced this girl as soon as she left because she took the beverages.
Well, she didn't read the room the right way. That's on her because what she did was she took the stuff that was making the party work and she took it away from the party. That's different than a gross-ass meatloaf.
And again, don't bring meatloaf to a party.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away. Cause you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
This Dirt of the Day is brought to you by my favorite closet people, closetsbydesign.com. Well, this is just further proof that everybody's got a podcast. Cam Newton has a podcast. And, of course, it's a video one as well, so you get to see him in all his goofy hats.
Yeah, he's got a lot of them.
He is a very goofy hat guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been doing it for a hot little minute, but I was kind of watching an episode over the weekend. He had Ray J on.
Yes. This is the one that's getting attention because Ray J loves to talk about the Kardashians.
He does. Yeah, he does.
Well, it's going to make him some money. It's going to get him some, interaction.
Clicks and likes and shares and all that.
There was an interesting dynamic with it. It was slightly combative, but almost in a low-key, kind of joking way. And I didn't know how much of them were in on this joke or whether there was some contention between the two. They talked about things like the Kardashians. Cam Newton, it sounded like he was a big fan of them and talked about the family could do no good. Of course, Ray J, he's feeling the other way. He's like, you have no idea how evil they are. They were going around as to whether or not Ray J is gay, and Cam Newton was asking him on that.
Really?
And Ray J didn't really want to answer it right off the bat, but he kind of danced around it a bit. And the dynamic was interesting. And through all of that discourse, Ray J did talk about something very interesting that he admitted. And I was like, wait, what?
And I hate to say this, but it's just going to be grimy, but I'm sure there's people that go home, they got a dog. It's their favorite dog. They stop by the store, grab some peanut butter, right? Go home, excited to see their dog. They put a bunch of peanut butter on their feet till the dog can lick it off. Some people even go further to watch TV on all fours, slap a little bit of peanut butter in the crack, and enjoy themselves. And the dog is having a good time, right?
Wait.
What the hell?
What the hell is Ray J talking about?
What a clip. Oh, my goodness. Please tell me there's more to that story.
Oh, there's more to that interview. It goes on and on.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. It's none of my business.
Have you ever did that?
Have I ever had a dog lick my peanut butter in it? No.
Okay.
But I'm familiar with it. Yeah. And again, my apologies for the peanut butter stuff. It just was an analogy.
Say less.
Okay.
You're just telling an experience.
It's not mine.
Yeah, but you experienced someone.
I saw it.
Which is still an
The peanut butter was there.
Okay.
Watching TV.
It was just the weirdest.
What is going on?
It was such an odd exchange watching Cam Newton rage. I couldn't figure out what the dynamic was, but it was low key pretty entertaining.
Did Cam Newton say less?
Say less.
Yes, say less.
I agree. I'm
You
sorry.
already said
Which is
too
not a
much.
good motto if you have a podcast.
Yeah, say less.
I can agree with Cam on this one.
You said a little too much. We're good.
Yeah. He also went on to say that there's not just one tape of him and Kim, but 3 tapes of him and Kim. And so we've only seen one, but that there are more. And that Kris Jenner was the mastermind and the director behind the tapes.
Okay.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah. Could be. Who knows?
You need to stop talking about dogs.
Yeah, that was weird. That took a turn.
That one just stay with me for a minute.
Say less.
Say less. Say less.
I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, Katy Perry's Teenage Dream video for the song, the music video. In it, there was a co-star named Josh Kloss, and he is now coming out and talking about how he felt after doing that music video with her, because I guess he felt like she crossed the line with him. Now, he said they bonded on the set and they were friends, but that when he went to a party that she invited him to, he realized that he was just a piece of meat to her, and she pulled his pants down, exposing his privates at the party. He said he freaked out after that, and she was laughing, and he didn't know how to deal with it. He was upset by it. He didn't have her apologize or anything like that, but he said, look, it was weird, it was not cool, and it was without my consent.
Yeah, I think she might have gotten a little, and I'm only going on just gut feelings, just things I've seen and heard. I think she had some issues with some substance stuff, and I think she thought things were funny when they probably weren't.
And I think, too, she was leaning into the whole, I kissed a girl. Oh, I'm so wild sexually. I'm so crazy. I'm so the opposite of how I was raised. Let me just go over the top with all these sexy things. And, oh, everybody's in on it. They're all laughing. They're having a good time. Well, no, this guy did not want to have his pants pulled down and his privates exposed at a party. He thought he was just coming to a party to hang out with Katy Perry because Katy Perry liked him.
Yeah. Like I said, there's a lot of these stories, and it sounds like she had an era where she thought this was cute, and it's kind of what she did. And yeah, it's not cool. I don't know. I don't know that it goes to the level of some of the other scandals that we've seen with other people, but in the same right, I think she needs to say she hasn't addressed it. I don't know if she ever will, because I think it's probably only bad for her, but it does sound like she was doing a lot of this stuff. I mean, it's what, about 5 or 6 stories that we have now?
Yeah.
They're all very similar.
But this is 14 years ago.
Yeah, right.
And he's saying, look, she never apologized.
Yeah, it might be good for her to just be like, hey, I was a little wild back in the day, and I'm sorry to anybody I offended and went too far on.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
It's time for viral audio.
Hey, yeah, beautiful hair.
They can't hear me because they're listening to Kids Spot.
We got weights and fit. There we go.
I had another music festival happening over the weekend. This one was the Stagecoach Music Festival. Had a lot of big artists there. I think Post Malone was one of them that was playing. And on Saturday night, they had a little bit of an issue as 65-mile-per-hour winds was whipping through the Southern California desert region. They had to postpone for a little while, and after a couple hours, Lainey Wilson came back on and wound up taking the stage. You had some other interesting performances that went on. Noah Cyrus was out there debuting a new song that has her dad in it. And she also performed with her brother as well. sounds very talented.
Yeah, she sounds great.
She could cut Billy Ray out of it, though.
He's like weak under singing.
It was just, yeah, it's like, hey, can we get his mic down a little bit?
What, is he tired?
He's coming through a little too much. Yeah, I don't know. The name of the song is On Our Way Along. Madonna, she showed up at a West Hollywood nightclub on, I guess, Sunday morning. She played a couple of tracks off her new Confessions 2 dance album that's going to be coming out, and she addressed the club.
Hello, children. Mama is here to see you.
She doesn't seem to get tired ever.
I know. I'm like, she's like 67, I think. And here she is in the club at 1 a.m. I'm like, I'm tired.
She's still getting it.
Yeah. And then for some reason, she handed the microphone to Addison Rae, who tried to hype up the crowd. What do you think of her hype skills?
Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Come on! Put your hands up! For Madonna! Put your hands up! For Madonna!
What do you think about that? You love that?
I have to go dig myself in a hole. Oh, I hated it, Virginia.
How good was that, huh?
Put your hands up.
Put your hands up. You got to work on it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's start over.
Oh, I have to watch that later.
Yeah, you'll love it. There's a lot of cringeworthy things in it.
If somebody's done you wrong, it's time for you to sing along and call them out, call them out, call them out. You gotta call them out, call them out, call them out. It's time to call them out.
Jbird kind of got called out. He was shaving in his Jeep, and he notices somebody pulled up right next to him and was recording him.
Shaving his face in his Jeep?
Yeah, huh? Which I didn't think that was that odd. Because
Are you dry shaving?
I've seen that before. I've seen where guys will have an electric razor sometimes, and they'll just shave. Now, were you doing it with a straight razor, or was it an electric razor?
Clippers.
Oh, okay.
And I was doing that at a red light. I think this is the second time this has happened to me when I've been shaving in the car. I look over at the red light and someone's filming me. So apparently I made someone's social media content as the weirdo shaving in his Jeep.
Where does all the hair go?
At this point, Virginia, that Jeep is so who did it and ran. There's paint and makeup, and it's just not. It's whatever.
We're not worried about cleanliness.
A little hair is that thing is not for driving.
A little hair blends right in.
Exactly.
Not gonna be shaking him. Somebody said calling out Kev with love, but dude, it's groin like coin with a GR in front of it. Not how you said it all last week. Like go in.
Groin.
Okay. Yeah, I think we were talking about taking a shot in the groin, and they didn't like the way I was saying it. So it's groin like
groin.
coin.
Groin. Okay. Or I've heard people go groin.
Groin. Yeah.
Like you do it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe it's just where I'm from. I don't know. That's how we said it there. And
yeah. I think your dialect is heavily influenced by where you grew up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you can say groin in South Florida, but you go to Southeastern Ohio, they expect a growling.
Like, for example, I knew somebody I used to know that used to say palo instead of pillow.
I think I know that person too.
What the heck is this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They say a lot of weird stuff.
Right. This was kind of funny. Some people are calling out Russel Brandd. You know, he's found Jesus now, which is why you should not put him in prison because he's redeemed himself for all of his previous sexual misgivings, one of which he talked about last week, though it was not illegal because she was 16, which is the age of consent in England, and he was a 30-year-old. But he did say that it was a little morally suspect.
I think him and his team thought that was the right move for some reason.
Was his team high? Who's around you telling you, yes, that's a good idea?
That makes me think that they've got some other evidence that's slam dunk and they're trying to get ahead of something. But whatever they did, it didn't work. It made it look worse.
Yeah, and so they're putting him on podcasts now and just kind of like, okay, we'll lean heavy into the whole Bible Jesus thing because, you're seeking redemption. You've changed your life and all that kind of stuff and living by the good book. So he did that. He was on a podcast and they'd asked him to talk about the Bible passage, and he struggled a bit finding it.
Can I go back to asking you a question about your Bible? Yes, if you want to.
Thank you. Was that the one you took into court?
You're the very one.
Okay. What was your thinking of taking it into court? And what you were seeing, looking at some passages, what were the relevant passages for you?
All right. Thank you for asking me.
Thank you. I didn't know, did I?
A little bit.
He's flipping through the Bible.
He's like, uh-oh.
It was
I'm not
this
ready.
from Isaiah. You're right. Blair did say, be chilled. Sometimes I lose the chill, man.
Yeah. Give me, I'll find it.
It's pretty...
He can't find
Started in
it.
Genesis. He's not near Psalms. Oh, no.
They don't like that, do they, in the old gallery? But remember, you just said it's a hired spot. This is from Isaiah.
Which I can't seem to find at this moment.
Yeah, you said that already.
Oh, and Piers loves this.
He just is doing this the entire time, and Piers Morgan is not trying to jump in. He's not trying
don't
to help
help him.
Russel Brand.
Don't save him. Let it hang like a fart.
Nervously still looking through his Bible. Yeah. Okay. He can't even find the book he's talking about right now. He's like, I know it's in this dang thing somewhere.
Probably because he's never opened this Bible before.
Yeah.
Is he trolling?
No.
It says here.
He's still looking. I mean, dude, if you're going to come in, you're going to quote a verse, you kind of at least, maybe have it bookmarked or something.
Highlighted.
Kind of get ready. Didn't
Anything.
have that. Yeah.
The verse that I was looking at that day was
Yeah.
not this. I can't actually find the verse that I had that day.
Wow.
That was so long.
Yeah. So, and I just love Piers Morgan did not bail him out. He's like, no, I'm just going to let him keep thumbing through this Bible and trying to find it and see what he can get there. So,
what a terrible display.
Yeah, just, in the future, if you're going to be, really leaning heavily on the Bible, just kind of know, kind of where you want to go in the book to prove your point for the verse.
Holding it in
Yes.
your hand as a prop is not going to fly or cut the mustard with Piers Morgan.
Yeah.
He's going to call you out.
Yeah, we've kind of seen that before.
What a move that is, too, to bring that up, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And call him out as well. I mean, can we stop trying to kill our president? I mean, is that too much to ask? I mean, look, we have elections. In America, we need to do it a civilized way. You vote people in and out. You don't take them out through violence. And that happened again over the week. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was like, I was watching old news when I woke up on Sunday. I'm like, another one? That's insane. Third time. They're having the White House press secretary dinner. And I was surprised that Trump went because I think this is the first time he ever was going to go. I don't know if he'd ever want to go back, but yeah, there were gunshots heard. And that Oz Perlman, the guy we've talked about, the mentalist?
Yeah.
He's actually doing some kind of like mind bomb trick when it all goes down. So he got great press out of it.
Oh.
He's been like all over the place and he's doing a trick for the president as these shots are going off. Yeah, and some people obviously were alarmed. Other people were like Dana White, and they thought it was kind of cool. Here's what he had to say about the experience. He was there.
Tables getting flipped over, guys running in with guns, and they were screaming, "Get down!" I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome. I literally took every minute of it in, and it was a pretty crazy, unique experience.
He loved it.
Oh, my gosh.
He's an adrenaline junkie.
Of course, the guy who heads up UFC is like, this is the best. I never want to miss an assassination attempt again.
He was eating bullets during that interview.
They did zoom in on one guy, and he was just sitting there eating while it was all going down. He looks like a mafia boss.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there eating his bread, taking a bite off of his fork, looking around. People are diving under the table, and the skull cat's
Calmly eating.
Nope.
Not my first rodeo.
Not my first rodeo.
If he paid for this dinner, he's going to get every last little bit out of it. Did you see the ladies that were stealing all the bottles of wine off the tables?
Yeah, so after the room is clearing and people are leaving, these hookers are grabbing wine and putting it in their bag off the tables.
How do you expect to get that and not get caught?
Well, there was still live feed of it on all the networks, your CNN CNNs or Fox or whatever. They were all still showing a live feed of the room because it had just happened. And these ladies, I guess, didn't realize they were live. Jacking bottles of
Put it in
wine.
their purse, put it in their jackets, and get every bottle they can find.
Now you're famous for that. Your family's so proud.
And what a precursor, too. Before the event and the assassination attempt happened, the White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt had this comment to say about the dinner.
This speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room. So everyone should tune in. It's going to be really great.
She's psychic.
That, and then there's a maniacal laugh in the background. Do you hear that? There's going to be shots fired.
Is she predicting it?
It's pretty amazing, yeah.
That's
I
weird.
think she's talking about different kind of shots, but yeah, shots were fired in that room that night. Just not the kind she thought that was going to be going off. A couple other call-em outs here. Becky said, can we call out all the idiot drivers who are constantly blocking intersections? It's getting so bad now and causing such chaos. There are a lot more people that are trying to edge through that yellow light. The thing that's most aggravating to me, I see this a lot, especially by the Palm Beach outlets on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy there.
People will go through the light when they shouldn't, and now they're stuck up in the middle of the intersection, and the traffic won't move, and the light's just sitting there green, and you have a blockade of cars in front of you, and you cannot go anywhere. And then the light cycle turns, and now you've sat there, and now that's massively getting backed up.
You got to respect the space in between.
Yeah, there are a lot of people thinking that because they don't realize that it takes a minute for those cars to get into the outlets after you do that, and you think you're going to go in there, and you're just sitting there in the middle of it all.
Ew.
And you gunk the whole thing up. You can't do that unless you got the space right then and there. You can't do it. It's not going to be there for you. And there's another interesting column out that is happening here today. This is a family that went to a restaurant and was very demanding about the way their steaks were cooked.
Food comes out. Before everybody's food can even get set on the table, one of the ladies is already complaining that her food is overcooked. Get her a new steak. She complains about that one. I get her a third steak. She complains about the third steak. Now she's complaining about her daughter's steak. Recook on that one. We now have like 6 recooks at this point. My other manager has to go out and tell them, unfortunately, we cannot give you another steak. Gets all up in my manager's face. Things start getting thrown. They're flipping plates over. They're pouring drinks everywhere. The cops get called. What is happening?
Wow.
Well, the people that were complaining about the steaks, clearly they're set the wrong way. There's fighting after. Come on.
Yeah, it sounds like it was a setup, too.
It does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They didn't want to pay.
There are some people who do that. They just want to spin around the manager, the chefs, the server, everybody.
There are
It's a
some people
complete nightmare.
they go out and that's their plan. Okay, here's what we're going to do.
They'll eat everything but one bite and go, I was not satisfied with my tuna wrap. Well, you ate the whole thing. It was gross. I want a new one. Make it chicken.
I was curious, is there a certain group that you hate to wait on if you are a server?
Oh, I guarantee it.
Because I was talking to one server and they were talking about dance teams. And they said, oh my gosh, not only are the kids loud, but the dance moms are the absolute worst people on the planet.
And that's a ton of orders you have to keep in line. And you know everyone's going to complain and not every order is going to be the right way. That would be a nightmare.
Yes. I'm just kind of curious. If you are a server, do you have a group like that you just dread if you see them coming in? If you see a bunch of cheer girls, you're like,
oh gosh,
I got to go home.
Here we go.
So we're asking, what is the worst group to absolutely wait on? And we got somebody here who wants to remain anonymous, which you always can, 877-979-WRMF. You're saying tennis ladies are the worst to wait on. Why is that?
Hi, good morning. Yes, so they're very particular in what they want to order. And, you know, I have this one experience that really sticks out. She just kind of told me how to cook the burger, and she sent back a hamburger, I want to say at least 3 different times because it wasn't cooked medium rare, but we explained to her exactly, we temped everything, and then finally after the 3rd time we're like, you know, we just can't do this. She said, well, fine, then just pack them up and maybe I'll feed them to my dog.
Wow.
And, they all come in just very entitled, and they'll tell you how it is. They have no problem voicing their opinions, and you really can't say anything back.
You can't, but if I'm in there and I hear it, I can. I would love to put this tennis hooker in her place.
Yeah, they come in like groups of 10, so they kind of feel very empowered.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They run in packs. Tennis ladies travel in packs.
I know what she's talking about.
Too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Maybe I used to work in a country club.
Yeah, I my daughter had done that as well, and country clubs have their types. There are a lot of very difficult people at country
And they
clubs.
just walk in with an attitude of like, okay, what is going to not go right that I can yell at somebody about? Let's go.
When I worked at the fancy golf course, you had the tennis group that would complain, but nobody complained like the golfers, man. There was some golfers that talk about entitled. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, entitled people are probably the worst, and you find them at clubs all over the place. I feel for those people, and I hope that those people, and a lot of times they do, the servers make decent money, and they have to because they're dealing with people that are a total pain in the behind.
I mean, I get you're spending a lot of money on membership, but there's other people at the club that weren't jerky, but there was a type of entitled just jerk that they almost kind of got off on being entitled.
And they go through life like that. You see the type. They're just looking for a fight. They're looking to be upset. They're looking to make somebody have to hear them yell.
If there's a way to make you kind of feel bad or stay on eggshells, they're going to figure out a way to do that.
They're gross.
Some of the other comments we got, Vanica said the after church crowd never tips.
Really?
Yeah, because that money goes to the Lord.
I guess so. They feel like they've already given enough for the day. They're not going to tip you too. Another comment said teachers are by far the worst to wait on. I love teachers, don't get me wrong, but serving them as a group, no, thank you. I'd rather have a church group, which are right up there with the teachers.
Well, church groups really getting knocked down a peg.
Another comment said old white women are the worst. There is always one ringleader that tells Susan that she has to sit next to Debbie, but Ruth can't sit by Beth. Also, can you turn the AC on and then off 22 different times?
I think I am that AC person.
No,
Okay,
but you're cool. You're not like that at a restaurant. You're cool at a restaurant.
I would never.
And then Nate from Westlake said French Canadians are the worst to wait on because they never tip.
Oh.
You know, they were saying to get ready here in South Florida because we got the World Cup that is going to be happening, and you're going to have a lot of international fans. And there are a lot of cultures where tipping is not a thing. They don't do that. And so they said, you're going to have to brace yourself, servers, and get ready because coming up here in June, you're going to have a lot of people in from out of the country that are going to just sit there and they'll run up an $800 bill and you'll get no money for it.
Wow.
And you know, too, if someone goes to a restaurant a lot and they don't tip and they're needy, that's going to stand out. And that does happen where they'll make you go through a fire for $1, and you have to do it because if not, they'll complain to your manager.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Well, a 33-year-old homeless man named James Alton Waters got arrested after breaking into a St. Augustine Capybara Cafe at about 3 a.m. after smashing a glass door and triggering an alarm. Wow.
I've been there.
Yeah, that's the place, you went. Unfortunately, you didn't go this day. You could have seen a naked man on top of everything else, Virginia.
I'm glad I missed that.
They say he also broke into a neighboring real estate office, then used a fire extinguisher to spray both businesses, causing thousands of dollars in damage.
Oh, damn.
But he stole nothing. He's just out on a crusade.
And the capybaras don't stay there overnight. They take them back to the farm. They're only there during the day, and people get to like touch them and pet them, but then they go back to their farm at night.
I like that.
Me too.
Well, he's facing charges of burglary, felony criminal mischief, interfering with firefighting equipment, and animal cruelty. Though, yeah, you're right. They said that the animals were not there. I guess they just wanted to tag that on as well.
Maybe some of the animals were there because there are other animals at the Capybara Cafe.
Oh, okay.
There's other animals besides capybaras. They have a whole thing going. Petting zoo. I was wearing a long dress. This goat started eating my dress.
Whoa. Take it easy there, goat.
I thought it was awesome. And now I have a hole in my dress and a story.
Really? Okay.
Don't throw that dress out. Wear that
I'm
dress
not.
out still.
I still wear it and I giggle when I see the hole in it because it reminds me of when the goat tried to eat it.
They eat anything, Virginia.
They will.
37-year-old Kimberly Brown was found passed out in a Tesla that was parked in the middle lane of a highway in Sarasota.
Oh, boy.
Kimberly had apparently got hammered at twice the legal limit and then hopped into her Tesla with the autopilot on, thinking that it would get her home safely on its own. There are monitors and self-driving cars like this one that ensure you're alert and following along. She was passed out, wasn't responding, so the vehicle just shut itself down right in the middle of the road.
Dang.
I don't like those things. I think isn't there an emergency button to hit if something goes awry?
Yeah, there's like a release lever.
A Florida woman was allegedly doing her makeup while driving when she crashed into a police vehicle that was right next to her.
Whoopsie. Talk about a bad day.
Uh-huh. We talked about this, women putting on their makeup while driving. I think we had this PSA just a couple of weeks ago on the show.
Yeah.
Apparently she wasn't listening. This is what
wasn't.
happens. You crash into cops. They say because the vehicle she struck was a police car, the case drew extra attention and underscored how dangerous even quick distractions behind the wheel can be.
Do you just get out of the car and say, all right, just put them behind my back?
Just put your hands behind your back, lady. You wrecked into a cop car. Like,
is that automatic handcuffs or not necessarily?
I think it should be.
There's a Florida woman driving a lifted Chevy Silverado that drove over an entire Lamborghini in a parking lot because she couldn't see the vehicle.
I saw this video.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Crazy. She drove on top of a Lamborghini and she's like, I didn't see you.
Which is crazy because anytime I see a really fancy car like that, I get so nervous. I drive so carefully around. I do everything I can to steer so clear of it. So I'm like, I couldn't afford that.
Her car was lifted really, really high.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem. She couldn't see what was below her.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And then she should be cited for that.
Yeah, they say the driver of the Lamborghini was going slowly through the lot looking for a parking space. And the truck just came from the other direction going faster and drove straight on top of the Lamborghini. It looked just like a monster truck show.
Was she drinking?
Yeah,
No.
good question.
They don't say anything about it. No DUI in this, it looks like. I think she just was in a truck that a little too big for her body to see over the steering wheel.
Because some of those trucks are super tall, man. Even tall dudes have to do a what's that called? The arm
pull up.
Thank you. Do a pull up to get in that thing.
That's a man of fitness right there.
Yes. That's your athlete.
You know those things where you pull your body up.
What's it called? It's called running, bird.
Two 18-year-old Ocala teens were arrested after riding a lawnmower through a Target store.
Oh, you can't do that. What are you thinking?
It was all part of a social media stunt. And whoever was filming it thought it was very hilarious. But they're 18 years old. So they were arrested and charged with disorderly conduct. One of them is facing criminal mischief and disorderly conduct for a separate incident the night before where he entered a nearby Culver's restaurant and used a leaf blower inside the business.
I think these kids out there in the wild, and I know 18's not a kid anymore, but your brain obviously hasn't fully formed up front. If you're taking a leaf blower into the ice cream store, these kids are doing it though for social media. They're going live and they want to get caught and they keep going live as they're getting caught because they think it's funny.
It does get a lot of views.
And they don't have a company that's going to get sued. It's just them.
Just them.
And a lot of times they don't get sued in the beginning. They're kind of doing the cowboy thing.
If my kid ever.
They're going to arrest it. I almost feel like we need to have a separate charge for people that are creating social media videos and causing havoc. Like
Thank you.
It's more than the norm. It's like, a lot of times if you hold up a bank and you've got a gun with you, they put a gun spec on it. Now, if you do something goofy like this and you're filming it for a video, let's tag that on, and that means an extra bump in either charges, probation,
I love
sentencing.
it because you are putting it out there and you're encouraging copycats.
Right.
And you are making it worse than if you just did whatever you did with no video.
Yeah, just by putting it on video, and if you post it anywhere, then that adds to the charge.
Well, I think about some of the stunts and social experiments we did back in the day. We try to push the envelope, but because we worked for a company, we always had that ceiling we knew we could never cross. So there was some kind of regulation there.
Right.
If you're not working for a company and you're just going rogue, you have to kind of test that out and see where that line is at.
These kids' parents are supposed to be the one that draws the line, but these parents don't care either.
Yeah. Homestead police have launched an internal investigation after a viral video appeared to show an on-duty officer racing a civilian driver on a public road.
Oh, no.
The footage was widely shared on social media, and it shows what looks like a marked police cruiser accelerating alongside another vehicle, raising concerns about reckless driving and officer conduct.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they are currently reviewing the video to see exactly what it is and if they're going to have additional charges. Here is the Homestead Police talking about the incident.
The biggest reason we put out the press release is we want to make sure that not everyone paints the picture that this is what the Homestead Police Department does.
I wonder if they're racing for papers. You know, pink slips?
It's in movies. You're not in a movie.
A Long Island woman has been convicted after throwing a homemade dynamite stick into her boyfriend's bedroom while he was sleeping after an argument.
What did he do? I just need to hear what he did.
That's such an intense move.
They say he woke up to hear... He's like, is there a snake in here? What is that noise? He saw the explosive then and tried to carry it outside to save himself, but it detonated in his hand.
Oh, damn.
They say the blast was so severe, doctors had to amputate his hand and part of his arm. Prosecutors say the woman, 35-year-old Kiana Waddell, had allegedly threatened him with dynamite before. She fled after the explosion, was arrested the next day, and has now been found guilty on assault and weapons charges and is looking at 25 years in prison.
I bet you he cheated on her.
I mean, that's something you do in a cartoon.
She thinks she's the road runner.
Yeah, not in real life. You can't do dynamite, guys.
Wow. And some of these betting things are getting out of control. French authorities are investigating allegations that somebody manipulated a temperature sensor at Charles de Gaulle Airport to win $34,000 on weather bets.
What?
Now, temperature readings spiked twice in April, coinciding with large payouts on Polymarket's prediction platform. It was the 6th and the 15th of April where the temperatures reached 21 and 22, where the odds were saying it was only going to be 18 degrees. And what they wound up doing was they used a battery-powered hairdryer to create false readings.
Wow.
At the airport, and that's what drove it up, and they won $21,000 on April 15th alone.
It just shows you humans will bet on anything.
They will. And maybe we can't have these Polymarket things because you're always going to have individuals with inside information or the ability to manipulate.
Mm-hmm.
And then none of it can be trusted.
Yeah, they're starting to look into these, and they're talking about banning them for certain people, like whether you're in the military, you're in Congress, and things like that, where you cannot get in there and use insider information to make money on the poly markets.
But then what's going to stop someone from telling their cousin who's not in the military, oh, hey, go put this money on this, because on this day we're going to war.
If you had insider trading secrets, but you knew you'd never get caught and you're going to make some nice bank, do you go for it?
I don't know. What's nice bank?
I'm talking mills in the millions.
I don't know. Panda works for the sheriff's office now. I got to keep it squeaky clean over here.
You got to watch what you say on the radio now.
I can't be all riding dirty, doing bad things.
We already know what the Boy Scout will say.
Oh, you know Kevin would never.
Never.
I just, honestly, I could not live with the constant anxiety you would have thinking today might be the day you get caught.
It's true. You have millions, but now you have guilt and fear. That doesn't sound like a fun life.
Every time there's a helicopter, every knock on the door, the key is you know you can get away with it.
But do you ever know you can get away with it?
That's a great question. I don't know.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? thinking about? What are you thinking about?
All right, did I make the right choice, or did I have the right choice made for me? I was asking my wife, I'm like, hey, I got that little speeding ticket not too long ago.
Old Leadfoot Ralston.
I thought the speed limit was 45. It was one of them tricky little places, where they make it a lot slower than you would ever imagine it would be. It was only 35. I was like, what? And they got me doing 44. I was like, oh, man.
It's a trap.
I really think it is. Yeah, I've been on that road several times. Like, there's no way the speed limit here should be 35 miles an hour.
Now what you do is just avoid that road.
Yeah, it's about the only way, though. I got to take it a lot. But at least now I know. In fact, I warned my son. I'm like, hey, watch it. This is only 35 there, Leadfoot. So they got this design. They're going to pull you over.
Does your son genetically got that left foot?
No,
Leadfoot?
He does drive. Sometimes he drives a little too. I don't think he has like a perception of speed. I'm like, you're going a little fast there, dog. I want to slow that down a bit.
It's a kid thing.
Maybe, yeah. So we're trying to stay on that. But I asked my wife, I'm like, so did you wind up paying that? She's like, well, she said they asked if you wanted to do the school, and you wouldn't get any points. She said, but I said, forget about it. You don't want to do the school, and I just gave you the points. I was like, well, what does that mean?
Your insurance might go up.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, well, what's the school? She's like, it's like 3 hours. You can do it online. I'm like, it sounds like it's easy. You probably just put it on and have it in the background and answer a question here and there and just sit for 3 hours. I feel like that's the right move. She's like, well, you just can't get 6 points or something like that on your license. I'm like, how does this work and how long does it last?
How many points did you get?
Got 2.
2.
Yeah.
You can get up to 6.
I think that's what my wife said. I didn't look into it. That's what I was asking her. I'm like, what does this all mean? Because it's been a long time. I hardly ever get a speeding ticket. I think I've got maybe 3 in my life.
You should be aging out of them at this point.
You would think, but no, I still can get it done.
My fear is I'm going to get one of those slow tickets. Sir, you're going way too slow.
Yeah, I think you can too.
Let's go, old man. Pick up the pace.
Pick it up. You're going to cause an accident.
I go real slow these days.
I know. I've seen you. All the way in the right lane like a grandma.
I feel safe there, Kevin.
Yeah, so I was like, well, I want the license. I want the points off. She's like, I think it's too late now. I'm like, like I should have been more involved. Because I only get speeding ticket about once every decade. I wasn't even thinking about it. I was like, oh, that's right. They do points and all that. And I'm
well,
like,
just don't get any more points and you'll be all right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Cesar said never take the points. Well, yeah.
Damn it. Where were you last week, Cesar?
I know. Well, if you've taken the points, can you go back and be like, hey, can I take that class?
Can I untake the points?
I think you can get the points off of your thing after time. I think I had a few points at one point, and now I'm clean as a whistle.
Right.
Which is crazy.
I think. Although
as bad as you and I drive, we should not be clean as a whistle.
I'm over here acting like I know for sure. I could have 8 points on there. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody's saying, yeah, you do not want the points. So, like I said, I didn't have any kind of a choice on that. Can I go back and undo the points and be like, can I do the school? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to go look into that. Okay. I'll go see if I can go back and be like, yeah, my wife handled that. She doesn't speak for me, even though she loves to. So, all right. So go take the class. All right. I'll do that. Or call Hot Dog Law. Thank you. Good
It ain't your fault.
You didn't lower that speed limit.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't post it enough for you.
Yeah.
It's not your fault, Kevin.
I feel like it really wasn't my fault. I was kind of like, I kind of want to challenge the guy. I'm like going, really? It's 35 here? I'm like, come on, man.
You ever have?
It's like a 4 or 5 lane road. I'm like, when is a 4 or 5 lane road 35 miles an hour?
That's slow.
That's what I thought too. I'm like, that don't feel right.
That will happen sometimes.
I don't
when
like this.
You know you're right, but you also know you're not in power, so you kind of have to take it. You're like,
yeah.
I want him to like, what happened to the 9 and you're fine? Like it's 9 miles over. Like
9, you're fine.
I guess I'm not fine.
Nope.
Not fine in Lantana. Okay. What you got on your mind today, Bird?
I'm not trying to bring the house down, but it's kind of a PSA. Just because I'm seeing, this is the third time I've seen this happen within the last 6 months of people I know and care about. My friend and their family just got a brand new dog. They've had it only for less than 2 weeks, and they let it out in the backyard, and they were even watching it, and it got a hold of a bufo toad.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and it did not make it.
Oh,
and
no.
the kids saw it. It was very traumatic. So just a PSA. Even if you're out there with your dog watching sometimes, they'll go after them things. And once it's in that mouth, you don't know what's going to happen.
You can't even trust your dog in the backyard anymore, not during toad season.
Well, I get paranoid because my girlfriend's dog sometimes stays with me. And if I'm out in the backyard, I feel like a helicopter mom just because if her dog is sniffing anything, I'm trying to find like what she's sniffing.
Oh, yeah. You cannot have anything bad happen on your watch.
I know.
That would be horrible.
I've had that happen to people I love who's watching dogs on their watch and the dog died. And they have a tough time with that.
That's terrible.
It is. So
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer is other than being a helicopter parent. I know a dog's going to dog.
Yeah, it's really tough.
It is tough.
In fact, it's in my head. I was in the kitchen. I think it was yesterday morning, and I heard out back. I'm like, oh, Toad's back there.
Get out of here.
And I feel
Toad.
like they're on roids now. Some of these bufo toads are next level big. They're the size of 3 hamburgers.
And it's so tempting for a dog because it's jumping around. And what do they love to do? Catch something that's jumping around.
And they're so big, these toads. They can't really move that quick. So a dog will get that thing.
Dang.
Yeah. No, it's a tough thing to do. I don't know. Like when you're in a situation like me, I'm like, I know there's a toad around somewhere, and I just can't find it. And the dog's got to go outside. Try to keep an eye on him.
I know, and I think some dogs don't go after them. It just really kind of depends on what it is, and it's tough to relax with your dog running around the yard. You think, oh, it's just my yard. I can let the dog run around.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't have the answers. I don't know how to relax and not think there's a toad around.
I got a friend who eats rats whole, so.
Oh, my gosh.
That's insane.
It's troubling.
Ugh.
Yeah. All right, what you got on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, I just wanted to send a special thank you out to some people over the weekend that did some wonderful stuff. One of our friends, Eddie, started a charity called Eddie Bear, and he collects stuffed animals and brings them to the hospitals, brings them to needy shelters and stuff like that. And so over the weekend, Eddie and Danny from Eddie Bear were out at the Cars and Coffee in Boca Raton at the Innovation Campus out there, and they collected bags and bags and bags of stuffed animals and also a bunch of Hot Wheels toys, and they bagged them all up for me. So I'm going to bring them to Little Smiles later today, and they'll be making their way to the hospital. So thank you so much, Eddie and Danny, and everything that you do with the Eddie Bear Foundation.
I have noticed kids seem to still like stuffed animals. I was even noticing your son Rocco, and how old is he?
He's going to be 11.
Yeah, he loves he's that one stuffed animal that's really special to him.
Mr. Fox.
Yeah, I think kids are still into those.
Especially kids that are in the hospital. You know, being able to bring those stuffed animals and give them something to snuggle when they're going through some of the worst moments. It's a beautiful thing. So thank you so much to Eddie and Danny for collecting.
Yeah, there might not be a more timeless toy than the old stuffed animal.
Amen.
I had one that I would always go to bed with named Sparky. Love Sparky.
Aw.
Don't worry, I got a new Sparky as an adult. I now snuggle with him again.
So if you're going to get engaged at a fast food restaurant, where would you go to do it? Actually, they did a survey in the state of Florida because apparently a lot of people choose to do this, and Chick-fil-A was the #1 choice that people went with.
Yeah, if you're a goofy, fun couple and you love a fast food restaurant together, I can see why this would be fun.
Yeah, I guess so. Or maybe that's where you met, or maybe your first date.
If you
went
really
there.
love it, then it's special to you. I'm over here judging you, but I shouldn't.
But whatever you love, that would be good for you.
If Panda gave me a gift in a Popeyes, I would love that. Because I love Popeyes. That's where I'm from.
But if Panda popped the question at Popeyes, you'd be like, what are you doing?
Not going to be a fan of that one. Yeah, the top places they say you've got Chick-fil-A #1, Burger King with bold branding, big flavors, and a slightly rebellious streak. Burger King attracts men who like to do things their own way.
This is starting to sound like a commercial now. I don't know about that.
They say Wendy's is up there along with Pizza Hut that is quietly dependable. People still going to Pizza Hut these days, huh?
All right.
Okay. Taco Bell, Dairy Queen, McDonald's down at #7, Sonic, Popeyes, and Subway.
I think Pizza Hut, those kind of places are still popular and a place where there's not much going on. If you don't have a lot of mom and pop places that are good, you're getting Pizza Hut.
I long for the old Pizza Huts, the standalone restaurant. Oh, those were so cool.
There's a rumor that there's still a Pizza Hut buffet somewhere in the country, but that's not confirmed.
There are a few of them, actually, and there are a few standalone Pizza Hut restaurants that still exist. That would be an actual cool place to get engaged.
But they're like a Bigfoot sighting. You think they're there, and then you do the research. You go, wait a minute, I don't know if it's there. Right? Is this real?
49% of women said this would be funny but memorable. So about half of ladies are okay with getting proposed to in a fast food restaurant, but some others, not so much. 22% said it'd be completely unromantic. 4% saw it as desperate. And 21% said they would feel very or extremely embarrassed.
You need to know your girl.
Yeah.
And if you don't know your girl, then don't take a risk and propose in fast food restaurants.
You don't propose to your woman in Taco Bell if she just kind of likes Taco Bell.
Thank you. She's got to be passionate about the bell.
Mm-hmm. And I guess this correlation makes sense. If you're going to go on a first date at a fast food restaurant, Chick-fil-A also wins. Number one.
And we're going just straight up fast food. I think it gets kind of muddy when you do the casual fast food dining, because those are a little bit nicer, and you could argue that's not fast food.
You're right.
For the fast food dates, Chick-fil-A was one. 20% of the people said that is our spot, followed by Raising Cane's and In-N-Out.
Okay.
And then Culver's and Pizza Hut.
Okay.
I mean, for example, Culver's, do you consider that fast food? I guess it is.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
It is. And they got that Chick-fil-A mentality of good customer service.
I just feel like it's a bit elevated.
It is.
You know, we always like to find a new cool place to grab some food or get a little cocktail. You can follow us on Instagram at kvj.eats. We put up a lot of our favorite places up there to give you a little idea of a place to check out. And if you love barbecue, looks like we got a new joint. Boy, barbecue's kind of hot right now.
It is.
You know how many places are popping up doing barbecue?
I love barbecue. I was talking about barbecue with my girlfriend, Honeyface. Said, you want some good barbecue? Let me take you to Sonny's Barbecue. She's like, what are you talking about? You're like, what?
No. Wasn't feeling that one, huh? Yeah. Well, there's a lot of places that are popping up, kind of like little individual one-offs. And here's another place that I hadn't heard of, but thanks to Guy Fieri here, who dropped in with his diners, drive-ins, and dives. Now we know about Nev's Barbecue in Palm Beach Gardens. It was featured on the Food Network show.
Oh, yeah. I know about Nev's.
You ever had it?
Nev's, yes, because Nev's goes to a lot of the food festivals and stuff, and Nev's is always getting a lot of accolades.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's what it was. It was word of mouth. I guess they have a line coming out of the place a lot of times.
Good.
Yeah, it's located on alternate A1A. It's in the same plaza there as the Miller's Ale House, if you know where that is.
Yeah.
Kind of go back into the back corner, I think, is kind of where they have it in that plaza.
Oh, yeah. I think I drove by it accidentally.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I accidentally know what you're talking about.
And maybe you've seen the episode. It first aired on April 24th on Food Network. They've been open since November 2022. It's a husband-wife kind of thing. And so I'm hearing good things.
Yes, I've tasted their food, and it is good. They are always talked about at the food festivals.
Are we doing a barbecue Monday?
Sounds like it, right?
I'm down.
Mm-hmm. Not bad. All right, so a new place for you to check out. So we got a question if somebody could get in trouble for a disclosure deal because they're moving because they have a crazy neighbor that is really nasty, combative, and they just really had enough and thought he was so unhinged that he actually might be a safety concern. And they said, we're just going to get out of here. And they're like, thankfully, we're going to get out. But the thing is now somebody's interested in their house. They're like, okay, can we get in trouble if we do not disclose that we've got this crazy neighbor?
That's a great question. I don't know the answer.
I don't think you can. I don't think that's up to you. I don't think you have to tell somebody that. I think there's the hashtag be cool going, hey, my neighbor's a loon. But then are you going to ever sell your house if you do that?
I think it's good before you buy a house to go meet the neighbors.
I would just always assume that all of your neighbors are insane and kind of start from that.
Okay. Now, somebody said, no, you cannot get in trouble for not disclosing that. Buyers have to do their due diligence and find out this kind of information about the surrounding neighbors and the countryside and all that kind of stuff. Now, I did also see that in Florida, home sellers must disclose known material facts that affect a property's value that aren't obvious to buyers. But whether a nuisance neighbor qualifies is unclear and highly situational.
Well, how could you even prove that? If there's no police report, you're just going on
Right.
your own opinion of annoyance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of people are saying, yeah, you don't have to disclose because it has nothing to do with the property itself.
Okay.
So I think that's it. They say you don't automatically have to do it because what counts as a nuisance will vary. Think about that. You have maybe a neighbor does loud parties or gets occasional noise. What are you going to do? Be like, oh, I don't know, every now and then they have a loud party. You got to disclose that?
And you might just not click as people. Like, they might not like you and you don't like them, but then the new homeowners may get along just fine with the neighbor.
Yeah, there might be a day you walk out in your backyard, one of your neighbors just built a brand new chicken coop, and you just got to deal with chickens your whole life now.
Yes.
Just part of the game.
Yeah. That's what I wonder because, boy, it is tough. Have you ever had a neighbor so bad that you actually did move? And what did it take? Because I was trying to think about that. Would there be anything that a neighbor could do that would drive me out of my house where I would sell and put up with all that pain and hardship just to get away from them?
There's videos on YouTube where they'll document the drama they have with their neighbors. A lot of time it's about their property line or someone cutting off flowers, cutting bushes, cutting trees, and they'll still continue to do it, and then they argue the property line.
And they're filming each other and they're screaming in the yard, and it's like every other day this is happening.
And
I would move.
If you got someone who doesn't leave the house much, let's say they're retired and they have a bad attitude and all they're doing is neighborhood watch, you're done, man. That's so annoying.
Some of the videos I've seen just because of the Ring doorbell cameras now, it's crazy. There's one neighbor that's putting screws and nuts and bolts in somebody's driveway to puncture their tires.
Dang.
I can imagine if you had that. Like, you're going through all this money in tires and you're like, all right, what are you going to do? I mean, immediately I would take that footage. I'd take that to the cops.
Absolutely.
Let them deal with it, but still.
The other one that's tricky too is the music and the noise, because sometimes there's a certain time where you're allowed to play music and then your neighbor's still not cool with it. It could be 3 p.m. on a Saturday. Like, your music's too loud. So you got that kind of fight going on.
Yeah.
And who wins that fight?
I don't know.
Somebody said I had the worst neighbor ever, and he worked with the police department. He was a dirty cop, and I couldn't do anything about it. I go to the cops, and they did not care.
Oh, a little unlawful entry kind of a situation.
Yeah, so imagine if that's your situation.
You got to move.
And that sucks, man, because you're not the one that's causing the trouble.
Yeah.
But look, your home should be your peace. Your home should be your place where you go to get away from this crazy world. If you go home and it's not peaceful and it's the opposite, you got to switch it up.
I'll tell you what I feel bad for. I feel bad for people who live in an apartment where they've got an upstairs neighbor that plays techno music. I've had that before, and it'll drive you crazy to a point where I remember you'd knock on their door and they couldn't hear you because the music was so loud. So one night I just snapped and I got on my bed and I started punching my ceiling, and I could hear the stairs. I go, all right, get ready because it's about to go down. And the guy at first was kind of aggressive. I go, dude, I knocked on your door like 9 times. You never heard me. He goes, why are you yelling or knocking on my ceiling? Because you can't hear me on your door. And people got to go through that constantly.
Yeah.
And that was one time where I thought we were cool. Did it again 2 nights later.
Is that the same guy that used to throw ciggies on your porch?
That was a different apartment situation. Yeah, I mean, it gets dicey.
Apartments are tough because you're living on top of and right next to a bunch of people, and people aren't always cool.
That's just it. Not everyone's hashtag be cool.
They're not.
Yeah. One person in the chat said our crazy neighbors had cameras pointing at our kids' playground in our backyard.
Creepy.
So imagine if you had somebody that came off creepy. They weren't yet on any kind of registry. They'd never been arrested for anything, but you had suspicions and you had young children, and you could see their cameras are pointed right at your kids' playground.
We got to move.
What's the law on that? If you have a camera pointed in your backyard and they're going to claim it's security reasons.
I would put up trees and block that camera view.
Yeah, I think you've got some issues here, and these kind of things are happening with that and drones and stuff like that. What is the free space and what can people record and not record? So, yeah, that might drive me out. I'd probably consider it to protect your kids.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd give them such a show. You want to film me? Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to tell you, these stories just keep coming in. It's kind of crazy. You know, they talk about all these missing scientists that we have out there, and the numbers keep growing. Well, it's a number right around now. It's been happening for the last couple of years, and they put it right now at 11, somewhere around there. They say these are the ones that either died mysteriously or they've gone missing over the last 5 years is what they're looking at. And they're trying to find out a little bit more information about them and what they're trying to dig a little bit deeper as they've now taken it to the House to say, do we have something that's going on here? Could these all be coincidences, or is it possible that we have another government that is trying to take out scientists?
There's a good 5 of the 11 where you go, these seem connected. And then the other ones are kind of going, all right, it could be just the circumstances under what was going on in their life.
The ones that scare me the most are the ones that are like sitting in their house and somebody shoots them dead.
Or the ones where they leave their stuff behind and walk out of the house and
with a gun.
And they're gone.
Yeah.
Those are weird.
That's the one that they're looking at. That is the retired Air Force Major General William Neal McCaslin, who went missing on February 27th, 2026, took a gun, a wallet, left his phone, walked out of his house, gone. Now, they've looked a little bit more into what he was doing. He was tied into knowing about aliens and whatnot through the Air Force. In fact, back in 2016, he had met with John Podesta, who was setting up Hillary Clinton's campaign, and she was going to be the disclosure president that was going to put all this information out there. You know, Trump is saying now he's going to be releasing information. Apparently, he met with the head of Lockheed Skunk Works, which is kind of one of those underground little projects that they do that's highly classified, that they don't talk about stuff, but it's Lockheed Martin. It's a lot of the aerospace stuff that we do. And so he was involved in all that stuff. But it's been a little while since he had that kind of clearance. So they're saying maybe or maybe not has had something to do with it. But the thing that's kind of crazy now is they say that a lot of scientists, same thing are happening in China. Either they are showing up dead or they're just going missing, like what we've had here.
Weird.
Yeah. So they say several young, high-level researchers have just died suddenly. Some have been attributed to accidents, illness, suicide. But they're just saying, yeah, it's kind of odd that a lot of people with all these kind of connections are meeting this kind of fate at this age. In fact, one of them was just 38 years old, an AI defense scientist who died in a car crash.
And you know who loves a conspiracy theory like this? The internet. And they are running with it. And you got to be careful because you can get caught up in the conspiracy theory of it.
But I mean, facts are facts. If all these people are dead or missing, that's not a conspiracy theory. That's like fact that something weird is going on.
That's the debate going, yeah, conspiracy theory is one thing, but when you have legit people dying or missing, it's not conspiracy anymore.
Yes. No. So now what's going on is they're starting to look at these people that have died that have those kind of connections and clearance to say, okay, well, what was it? And is it just a coincidence? Because, look, people are going to die. But one that they just looked at was 39-year-old Matthew James Sullivan. He's an Air Force veteran and former intelligence officer that died in May of 2024 from an accidental drug overdose just months before he was set to testify to Congress about alleged secret U.S. UFO programs.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Who's trying to silence him? That's what you have to look at. Well, who didn't want him to talk?
The thing that we have, and I think the question is, we do have our own dark ops groups that a lot of people, probably the president doesn't know about, Congress, people like that. They don't have the kind of clearance to know about some of these groups.
How do you know about it then, Dark Ops Cav?
Well, I think maybe at one point they maybe did have clearance and realized we can't give everyone clearance because too much is getting out.
Yeah, they don't want that. Because you can't. They've got to deal under that kind of secrecy. And they will know about the groups. Like I named that one Skunk Works. Like that's one of the groups where they're like, yeah, just don't ask about it. Like we do stuff that we just can't tell you, and don't worry about it.
We can't talk about Fight Club.
That's it. Yeah, it's like a Fight Club kind of thing. So they just got to kind of look if, some of these things are, going on. Now, one representative in Congress, he looked at it and he said, yeah, this death gives me grave concern. And he referred it to the FBI. He said, yeah, it's just kind of odd because some of these people weren't really known to drink or do drugs, and yet they're dying of drug overdoses.
Weird.
This guy was like, you ever meet that person, you go in there very square and they never be in that way and they die of drug overdose? Has that ever happened in your own life? I don't know if that's ever happened for me.
No.
Like, anybody I've ever known died of a drug overdose, like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Even if there was, imagine if there was 5 or 6 radio DJs across the country just in the last 6 months mysteriously disappeared or died. People go, what's going on with the radio DJ? This is kind of weird. It's kind of odd. It's in that same world, so you're going to think there's something kind of connected to it.
Drug overdoses and DJs happen more often.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If all of a sudden the radio DJ's not on drugs and he's dying, there's something up.
Yeah. And there's a new documentary. It's claiming that leaked documents show Los Alamos National Laboratory conducted decades of secret UFO research, linking the lab to the workplace of 2 scientists who later disappeared. And those are 2 of the ones that we heard of. The one that was working on the propulsion systems and the anti-gravity propulsion.
Something's fishy.
Something is weird in the atmosphere.
We don't know who's doing it. We probably never will.
Yeah, you might not. Yeah, that's just it. It's interesting.
Because if they want to keep it a secret, Kevin, they can keep it a secret.
Well, what I don't like is kind of just all of a sudden we're going to be talking about it, and then boom, it's going to go away and no one's going to bring it up again. Kind of like those drones out in Jersey and out in the East over here. We talked about them, and then all of a sudden it went nowhere.
You're right.
Yeah, so I don't know if we'll have any kind of conclusion. It does seem like people are at least starting to take it seriously, and they're trying to look. I know there are a lot of people, internet sleuths, that are trying to dig in to solve it. And every now and then they stumble upon something. It's amazing how effective some of them are.
At least somebody's working on it.
Yes, absolutely, because it is something that is very serious, that you've got all these scientists disappearing the way that they are.
If I was a scientist right now, I'd be so nervous. Luckily, I'm dumb.
Yeah, and it's really uncovered a lot of other things. It brings up a big question. Now, this is still on the fringe of the conspiracy stuff, but the one anti-gravitational propulsion scientist that wound up committing suicide after she said, I'm not suicidal, she said this is the 4th time it's been discovered. And they keep telling me, half of the people are saying, keep going, you need to do it, and the other half are saying, don't do this, because they don't want some of these things discovered. They've said the same thing about fuel. For instance, water cars that actually run on water. And a lot of those people have come up with the patents on that, wound up dead, because what it would do is it takes away the need for oil. Oil's tied into so much money. And there's people that actually work for some of these companies that are paid under the table to go and take out people that come up with these kind of patents and whatnot, because it would wreck their entire industry.
Look, people have killed for way less.
Yeah.
The water car sounds awesome, though.
Well, I mean, could you imagine if you could just pour water into your car and you'd not have to pay for this $4 a gallon gas that we got going on right now?
Well,
life-changing.
It sounds
life-changing.
You're talking about utopia kind of stuff, and that they don't want that.
Yeah, and so as soon as you come out with a patent, there are some patents. In fact, there was a law that came out, I think, in 1951, where if it has government interest, they can take the patent, they can shut it down.
Really?
Yeah, the government can take it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
basically, you have no rights, Virginia.
Yeah. So if you come up with something great, don't patent it. Just throw it out there, put it online, let everybody, create it.
You got rights until they say you don't.
Yeah. And then go hide. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't make the government mad unless you have a really good hiding spot.
Mm-hmm. But as far as conspiracy theories go, this seems to be the one that has the most teeth. Yeah. We got more KVJ going to be coming your way live here in about 15 minutes. You can watch it on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. It is the after the show, and it's also going to be on demand on YouTube and Spotify whenever you need it. Before we get there, though, Bird is going to wrap us up here with his thought for the day.
Courage can look calm, like choosing peace when chaos is easier. Also, call your parents. Tell them you love them.
Didn't feel like that landed, huh?
Yeah, I can tell.
As he was saying it, he was like, oh, gotta love it.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.